Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. That's right. It's a crazy special Saturday night edition of the live stream of the watch party, the watch along, whatever you call it. We don't care. It's going to be good tonight. We're bringing you GCW. You wouldn't understand. And why should people care? Well, more than anything else, Jon Moxley, the GCW champion, is returning. Nick, are you ready to go?
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Boom. All right, folks, we are live. If you didn't know, I am every night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and I am joined by the crazy man, this stunt double for everybody, Nick, Big Nick Heyman. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Yeah, tonight's going to be a good palate cleanser. I mean, I know I'm probably like everybody else that I've been inundated with all the Vince stuff because he cut a very. Some called it tone deaf. Some people called it confusing. It wasn't that well received. I didn't understand it at all. He pretty much just said, then, now, forever, and we'll do this together. And then, welcome to SmackDown. Toss the mic and left. But everybody's talking about it. It's still the biggest story. But this is a good palate cleanser, good change of pace. And like you said, Jon Moxley's in the main event, so we're still going to be on the road to Forbidden Door, and we will be here for that. That'll be like a WrestleMania weekend. So we're probably here like almost all day.
That's it. It's going to be a crazy time. It's going to be a good time. And now we have the show kicking off. For those who don't know, they're in the Melrose Ballroom in New York City tonight. Yeah, it's a stacked card. I know, Nick, you have your card up as well. It looks like we're starting off with the Scramble.
Yeah, so we have Jack Cartwheel versus Cole Radrick versus Alec Price versus John Wayne Murdoch versus Blake Christensen of TNA or Impact and versus Jordan Oliver. So I think I'm going to take Blake Christian in this match.
Blake's been on a bit of a good indie run as of late. Just
yeah. And everybody's still kind of working with each other, so it wouldn't be surprising to see a guy who kind of mostly wrestles in like Impact to kind of go over here.
Yeah, that's a good point. And who he fought somebody recently. He had a really good match not too long ago with Tony Deppen, who Darren here he's looking forward to seeing the main event tonight. Yeah, it's got a lot of potential. Tony might not have a household name, but they'll put on a slobber knocker, I do believe.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see with Deppen because they have the card tomorrow night as well, where I think he takes on Ospreay. So
yeah, he's having a big weekend.
So it's going to be real interesting to see him go back to back. Like, does he win the championship tonight and then say his match with Ospreay becomes champion or a championship match?
Right. Well, interesting. I never even thought of that one. Alexis, good to see you. Damien, good to see you as well. Good to see me in the chat. We'll see. Let's go. Hassan, good to see you. Thank you for being back here. To the folks who pop in all the time, thank you. Did you saw SmackDown and Rampage Ranger last night?
The Road Ranger. Yes, we covered that. We were on the street.
We were here
covering that. So we saw every second of that. We saw Brock's lovely return coming back too. How do you feel about that?
Jesus, dude. I know the show's starting off, but that feels like quick. There's an economic crisis. We need a war. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a then now forever of that feud's been going on for then now and forever.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of stuff.
Mask, by the way.
What's that?
Blake Christian coming out with a kind of, I hadn't seen him wear that mask too often, so it looked pretty badass tonight.
This looks visually very different because they've got the real low lights, so you just have a ton of spotlight on the ring, and you can't really see much of the crowd, but it definitely looks packed in there.
Mm-hmm. I like when they do the ballroom venues, and one of the shows we covered on this channel, one of the first ones for GCW, was at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and just the vibe in that building was so good. You didn't care that you were watching mud show wrestling for the most part. You were just into it with everyone else. You just got caught up in it.
Yeah, I've always loved the Hammerstein Ballroom. I mean, it's synonymous with ECW. That's why I really liked when they went there for One Night Stand. It just that whole crowd, that whole environment. That, you know, if Cena wins, we riot, and throwing back the shirt. Like, you can't get that anywhere else. This is a hell of a match already.
Hell of a start to the Scramble. Like, I mean, Cartwheel's in the ring, and he did
springboard arm drag.
So you're like right ahead of me. I got the springboard right now.
Let me see how do.
There was a little delay on the cell there.
Like 10 seconds. Yeah.
Another arm drag. Jesus.
So who do you have in this? You said Christian?
No, I kind of want to pick someone different than you just for the sake of it. I'm going to go.
That's right.
Give me a moment.
All righty. That didn't look so great.
The leg. What was that move?
I don't know. That's the thing. Is like you said, it's a little bit of mud show wrestling of ECW is kind of that new age version of ECW of stuff may not always go to plan, stuff may not always look the smoothest. This isn't WWE with your multi-million-dollar production, but they definitely deliver some bangers of matches. Like, they give you the matchups that you didn't think you needed.
Right. You know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna go Murdoch. Radrick's flying. Radrick reminds me of Daniel Garcia. Wow. The pace of this start, man. It's got like a Ultimate X feel to it.
Yeah, that's a good way to start off a show, especially.
Let's go.
Right. Meteora to the back from the top rope.
Yeah. In all good point. Like, I mean, Blake should take this one. And like I said, he's been on an indie heater. He's appearing on Impact. Though I haven't seen him in a little bit. Maybe I missed him. What do we miss?
We talked about Impacts at times hard to find.
Right. I couldn't find it this week. Sasha Banks apparently haven't been let go. Yeah, no, this could be like, I heard the lawyers are involved and but nobody has confirmed that. We have not reported it. Nobody has confirmed it. So other people have reported it, but that ain't our style.
One person has reported it, and supposedly it's confirmed. I won't believe anything until I see an official release from WWE, and I think they're waiting because of everything that's going on.
Yes.
All of WWE right now is in a state of chaos. It's all in flux. They're that meme of with the dog just sipping the coffee and everything's fine while the entire building around them is on fire. That's WWE right now.
Right.
So I think they're kind of hopefully waiting for some stuff to show before they do some other stuff of, hey, we already have bad press with a woman. So let's turn around and release the one who was complaining. Holy shit. The outside into the crowd. Wow.
I don't know who out there is watching this, but the pace and
holy shit.
Every time you turn around, something else. There goes Blake into the audience.
Like you said, this is very Ultimate XE X Division feel. Oh, wow. This is getting this absolutely. If this does not get you hyped for the rest of this show, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Jack Cartwheel with a tumble. Wait,
walk the rope.
Manders, wow. Runs the rope. Springboard. That's amazing.
The old school tightrope walk.
He ran it though. He fucking ran those ropes.
Yeah, but still to do that up from one turnbuckle to the other across the ring, and then to do a fucking front flip.
Game changer stepping up. We're getting a picture-in-picture replay from GCW.
Production value getting up there.
Yeah, they're making bank. They got all these big names showing up.
Yeah.
GCW's done well for themselves ever since the Cardona shit kind of spiked their interest. Everybody, the periphery really paid attention when the Cardona shit happened, and then they really sucked people in. Then we had, they brought in Moxley, and then throughout time they just keep bringing in names. We even got down to X-Pac recently. Like, oh shit!
Oh, that looks so painful. Double stomp off the top rope. The
fucking hate that move.
Idolo and Del Rio both used to do that move. Yeah, it looks so stupid because the guy has to hold himself up for that move.
Oh, Canadian Destroyer!
Oh, Jesus.
The Murdochs are on a roll. I have to pick this one.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he Murdoch surprisingly won the NWA championship. But yeah, GCW and even NWA, like you're seeing all these kind of promotions. We're going a bit back to like the territory days of guys keep popping in and out of places. But GCW, like I said, has kind of become that ECW, that, third option.
Nick, you imagine back in the day, like ECW kicking around, but occasionally, I don't know, pick a person, Jericho or Malenko or somebody just pop in on your show for a night or two.
Well, that's the thing. If you remember, you kind of almost had that, because that one point to where Taz, who was a WWF wrestler, defeated Mike Awesome, who was a WCW wrestler, for the ECW championship at an ECW pay-per-view. Right. And a lot of those guys started in ECW and then ended up going to the bigger promotions. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin pretty much really developed that kind of character in ECW. Oh,
Johnny Cartwheel looks like Lance Storm.
Yeah. He looks like Lance Storm with Elias's tassels, Ezekiel's tassels.
Yeah, I don't recall many of the shows being like, I don't know whose idea was it to go with like the blue tint to the building, or is it just my TV? Are you a little bluish as well?
I'm a little tinted at least, but I do like I said, that it's that like spotlight on the ring. It gives it that very personal vibe. It's like the black and gold NXT.
Big DDT to a 2 count. With Commander Blake now back in the ring, laying boots to him.
Oh,
wow!
Spanish fly into a suplex.
Wait, what?
Oh,
shut! I've never seen that combo before. But
he did a Spanish fly into a brainbuster into the Three Amigos.
What is up? This man is dead.
Wow. Suplex while he was getting German suplexed. Just this match is insane. This has gotten me hyped for the rest of the night. Absolutely. If this is the opening match, we're in for a good ass show.
That's hard to pull off what they just did. It wasn't the prettiest, but it shouldn't look pretty. For those critics out there, that move shouldn't look pretty. It should look as sloppy as it was. Cool. Very cool, Hassan. Resident Evil, good to see you. Thank you for being here, buddy. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I hope everyone out there is having a wonderful weekend. We're on Saturday night. The stream is always crazy on a Saturday night. And it used to be Saturday night specials, but I feel like every single week is a Saturday night special in wrestling.
Yeah, that's what every company's got a show
going on. That was unbelievable.
Wow.
I don't even know how that was a pyramid. Every man in the match was in the suplex position somehow, like
into a cutter. Yeah, just a Tower of Doom, a Tower of Death, into a cutter.
A Tower of Doom, into a Tower of Death, into a cutter.
Right. Stomp and then
it's over.
Cutter and then the stomp, and Blake Christian picks up the 1, 2, 3.
All right. So much for going for the underdog. What a goddamn match to start the show.
Yeah.
Spots. You tuned in.
That, like I said, that gets me hyped for the rest of the show. People let us know in the live chat. Let us know if you're watching this, what you think about that match. Like, that's got me excited if that's the opener, we're in for a good night.
Dude, I saw at least 3 things I have never seen before in that match.
Oh yeah, that's a match I want to go back and watch.
But he hooked a Spanish fly, kept it hooked, threw in a brain buster, kept it hooked, and then did a three amigos. And then got German suplex on the third one. What?
Right. And then we had the whole run of everybody doing tope suicidas and dives out into the crowd to where it ended with a catwalk across one row, across the top rope, and one turnbuckle to the other into a front flip. Like, that's the thing is already that's 2 spots in the match that we were talking about that were amazing, and that wasn't even the finish.
It's crazy. So, folks, we're off to a good start here at GCW, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a crazy night with GCW. Every once in a while, you get a weird one, but that's all right. Thanks, Joey Janela.
You got a 33 and a third % chance.
Yeah, right. 33 and a third. Blake Christian, so good call. Good call. Apparently, I was the only dope that went against him.
No, you just did it to try and be a bit against me.
Well, Roman Reigns, still WWE Universal Champion. God, no. He is. And he might
deal with it. He's going to be champ for quite a while.
This whole Brock angle's fucked.
Do you think that they do that just to take a title off of Roman?
Shit.
Just so they can at least have something going on Raw? What is happening right now? Mike Jackson. This man looks.
Mike Jackson's back.
He looks like
he's
Kurt Angle. Why? Why is he? Why is Vince's like friend wrestling right now in GCW? They're close to like the same age, it seems.
I gotta look it up. I gotta confirm. I don't want to talk out of school here.
Well, he certainly at least looks it.
Mike Johnson. For those who don't know, Mike Johnson. Oh, not the hockey player.
He looks like Kurt Angle's father, like how you had John Cena Sr. show up, and you had George Mizanin, the Miz's father, show up. This looks like Kurt Angle's father, especially the gear he's wearing. He looks like he's wearing it. Kurt Angle's hand-me-down singlet.
Oh, this is interesting. Mike Johnson, producer. Well, that's not what I wanted.
Is he going to juice tonight? Like we were talking about Flair not having a match, not having his last match. Why are they allowing this man to wrestle?
Yo, did you see? Speaking of Flair, you got me completely onto the Flair thing. The fight selling off that like Flair farewell bundle for like $279.
What? Seriously?
You get like the roast. I want to see the roast of Ric Flair. Who's going to roast him?
And probably Jeffrey Ross. He does like every roast.
Right? The captain of the roasts.
Well, what can you say to Flair that hasn't already been said about him?
Right. I think it's going to be funny. There's a lot of material.
Right. But it's one of those of like, okay, so what would we do this again in 2 years?
Right.
Rick, do I get a refund? Do I get a half price because I bought the first one?
Right.
Joe and Janela coming out, Captain Foot on Fire.
Yeah, it's good to see he's walking. Now,
right.
Joey Janela had some controversial comments recently towards AEW. And you know what? Whether we love or hate Joey Janela, he might have had a point in the fact of, he was kind of, we obviously know that Joey and Sonny Kiss were connected with their time in AEW, were a tag team for quite a bit. And, he kind of pointed out the fact that they got Sonny Kiss on the advertising, for their marketing during Pride Month. And he found it a little not in the best of taste, being that you haven't had that individual on your TV at all this year.
Yeah, I don't think she's been on TV in like 2 matches or 2 years. Sorry. I don't think she hasn't wrestled at all on Rampage. I mean, it's a little bit of, we see this with other companies. Every company, whether it's with good intent or whether it's just shameful marketing, they always kind of do something like that around Pride Month. I mean, WWE's done it before. I mean, even companies outside of wrestling have done that. It is a little bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I feel in that, well, they can't just put her, instantly make her the
He's
top
71. Sorry, he's 71.
What? See? And like I said, we were saying, and we give Ric Flair guff about having his last match. you know, and Vince is in a whole controversy. This man's in their ballpark of age.
72.
But he's doing the Ric Flair stuff. Of course he is.
Of course.
But yeah, they can't exactly just out of the blue push her to the moon, because then people will say, oh, well, you're only doing that because so and so and so and so. And but they do also, like, she's not the only one that they've really put out there. They've put out Anthony Bowens a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's the point where you have an active wrestler that's participating. Right. And I mean, look, Sonny's still part of the company, and I'm just echoing the sentiment of one of her friends. And to me, I mean, it's a valid argument. I mean, we talk about it with the WWE when, you know, certain tours are coming up and who they fluctuate up and down the chart. You know, it's just it's kind of a sad nature of all, you know, the corporations at this point, right?
Right.
So anyway, back to the action. Joey Janela's in the ring with 72-year-old Action Mike Jackson.
Kurt Angle's father.
Kurt Angle's dad.
Yeah, because that's what he looks like. And like I said, you were talking about Ric Flair earlier, that where he's going on this whole last match tour. He's got the roast of Ric Flair. You said fight selling, you know, the whole package deal for almost $300. That's insane. But to think that everybody's, you know, oh my God, I can't believe Ric Flair is going to have his last match. Meanwhile, Mike Jackson is around the same age, wrestling Joey Janela right now, who set his foot on fire at his last match, then set it on fire and couldn't put it out.
Heck, we're better off. Last time I saw Mike Jackson, he took on Cardona and he juiced. He was in the crowd.
It might just be me. Oh, and he's doing a suicida to the outside.
Shut up.
Yeah, tope suicida
there you
to
go.
The middle rope to the outside. Just what? This is like Ricky Morton hitting like a Canadian destroyer. It's just what is happening?
Where's Mox? The main event. Imagine House of Black music comes on and Buddy Matthew appears and point at them or at the GCW logo. Speaking of the GCW logo, do you see the backstage here, like the screens and the monitors? And
oh yeah, we were talking about before how we're getting like the picture-in-picture. Like they definitely, this feels very black and gold NXT to me. Of you don't see much of the crowd, you see kind of the front row, and that's about it. Most of the attention's on the ring, and I like it. I like the in-ring camera.
Right, KJ, imagine someone like Seth Rollins who invades GCW or Ricochet answering a challenge. Yeah, unfortunately with the WWE talent, you know, we don't expect that to happen anytime soon, but you never know when randomly the WWE just buys a little company and starts fucking with us. So highly unlikely anytime in the future. But I mean, the cool part is you never know when, you know, Brody King could show up, Malachi could show up. To your previous point, Alexis, there's a lot of guys out there and women that have and will just show up. Shit, we have Thunder Rosa here, you know, kicking ass.
Right. Will Ospreay is going to be here tomorrow night. Jon Moxley's here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like to
Mike
her previous
Jackson
point,
takes a German.
To her previous point of say Buddy Matthews versus Blake Christian. Absolutely, I would love to see that match. But out of the two that she named there, I think Ricochet would be the most likely to end up in GCW. Probably just because he's more likely to end up on budget cuts right now.
Right.
If we're being honest.
Right. No, true story. The match was insane. I agree, Damian. Nick, you liked it as well.
Oh yeah, that's
good too.
Oh yeah.
Not a bad start, says Alexis. Are we going to see Slammiversary tomorrow? Hassan, we are going to see Slammiversary tomorrow. We are ready. It's going to be a Sunday. We have a little cookout. It's
Sunday.
So we're going to have a fun day. We're going to rock and roll, and we're going to be on early. We have a reverse battle royal, and I'm looking forward to being in a good vibe. I'm going to get that Irie feeling going on.
Yeah.
We're going to watch some reverse battle royal, and I'll let you know how I feel about it then. But yes, tune in. Tell everybody you know. Sunday night, Wrasslin for Life Network. Be here. Nobody hustles this hard. Nobody's on as much. We do not stop. So live almost 7 days a week, every week.
Yeah, we were here just last night with SmackDown and Rampage. We had the podcast on Thursday. We may allegedly have been the first people to go live about the whole Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon news. So yeah, absolutely. You want to subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, because if it's going to happen in pro wrestling, we're going to be here. Like I said, we were covering WWE and AEW last night. Now we're covering GCW. Maybe if we were feeling frisky enough, might stay up and watch Triple Mania. Definitely covering Slammiversary tonight or tomorrow night. So yeah, absolutely. You want to know when we're going to be here, because you know it's going to be some badass pro wrestling.
Yeah, we don't stop, and the wrestling might suck. We never do, folks. Thank you, and make sure you like, subscribe, and as I always say, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, your auntie, your uncle, your fellow wrestling fans, everyone in between. Be a friend, tell a friend. Free agent predictions tomorrow. Tegan Knox is a good prediction. Really good prediction. Kushida, I don't know. I'm still waiting for him to get involved in this New Japan thing.
Yeah, I could. I'm surprised. Wow.
Old school.
Ancient school.
Yeah, ancient school. He's doing a second rope. He's going for the whole thing, folks.
What? Okay, this is a little much now of cool, you're showing off, but you can't tell me Joey Janela is just gonna, okay, let's walk the doggy now.
I think
okay,
Joey Janela
we'll go over the next turnbuckle.
Waits till the very end and pushes him off. This pushes him out.
Oh, and he missed that by a country mile.
There you go. I was totally wrong. He took it. But I don't mind a spot like that. I know some of the traditionalists, stupid, and it's just a spot. It's all it is. And a lot of wrestling, even old school wrestling, had really stupid spots, but the fans dug it, so they did it.
But they at least halfway made sense. Like you
not always.
Not
always. People look
now
back.
He's getting a chair set up.
Those rose-colored glasses. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. For every Flair Steamboat, there was probably some turd of a match somewhere.
There was a few, man. I mean,
now he's doing old school on the guardrail.
Come on now.
Okay. You had me. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry, no. I'm smiling. I don't care how stupid it is. Mike Jackson is walking on everything in the building like he's Kofi fucking Kingston.
Right. This is the Kofi spot of the match. I'm waiting for someone to do like what someone almost did to Naomi and just run up and like push him.
He's still going.
Oh.
Grandpa got in the vodka again.
Joey needs to win this match. You can't be serious right now. We have a 72-year-old man doing old school across all four turnbuckles, and then now he's doing it around the entire guardrail.
At least Joey's selling it a little, like, throwing the hand at the camera and
because his pinochle game is just so impressive.
He's got old man strength, crippling grip. You ever shake hands with an old man? Bring you to your 85-pound old man, just crush your hand like nothing. That old man strength.
That Mr. Miyagi strength.
Right? Exactly.
Wax on, wax off, Daniel Son.
Sunny Kiss isn't that good, no events. She's not Velveteen Dream, but he ain't been talked about a long time. Yeah, I think Velveteen, wow, he landed it after a 14-minute walk. He sold for 7.5.
We haven't heard about anything. That's what I'm saying. That's a bit much. That you had me in the first half, not with the second one.
Right.
Oh, and you missed that knee. But yeah, we haven't really heard anything about Velveteen Dream since the allegations and WWE released them.
Right.
Death Valley Driver by Janela.
Speaking of Velveteen, yeah, no, I mean, I heard rumors at one point about NWA. But nothing.
See, he did the Kurt Angle spot. He did the take the
there you go
straps off. Telling you, Kurt Angle's father, Captain America, unfrozen, fighting Joey Janela, just throwing haymakers back and forth.
This is what Captain America.
Doing the old school Shane McMahon punches.
It's good, man. I don't give a shit.
This is this is typical for a Joey Janela match. Your sideshow. This is bringing out the carny in professional wrestling.
Shit, I'm into this.
Now we're getting under the going under the
I'm
ring
into
for
it.
some furniture.
Out come the doors. The only company that found out doors were cheaper.
An
I
already
believe.
mentioned steel chair.
I believe I heard that on a podcast that there was legitimately an issue getting tables. So that's where
Really?
companies have started going to doors.
Oh, coup de grace on the chair. Oh, right in the middle of the ring. One, two. Oh, and he kicked. He completely like no-sold that. Just Hulkamania kicked out of that.
That's what he did last time. That's fucked.
And then he collapsed. I'll give him that. He like Hulkamania'd out and then just adrenaline crash. Yeah,
you know
that was a good
Joey's selling, and a lot of people would be like, "This is garbage." It's good, man. You buy into it when you sell it right. And I'm not a Joey Janela fan. I've been very critical of Joey Janela, but this is one of the better things he's done for me in a while. At least he's not.
Oh, and speaking of doors, ladies and gentlemen,
there you go.
We have a white door.
When I first started watching
the forbidden door.
Yeah, when I first started watching GCW for the streams, put it on and they're using doors, and I'm like, are they trying to like make shots at the forbidden door thing? Like, is that what this is? What's this angle here with the doors? But yeah, I guess the proper tables that you want aren't readily available all the time, and during a pandemic, I guess they got even harder to get. And apparently, there's always a fucking door around.
We had a TP issue. We couldn't get TP, and we can't get tables for pro wrestling. That's the shortages we had.
Oh shit! It should have been Scott D'Amore versus Mike Johnson. Did I call him Jackson? Sure. I think I called him Jackson twice. KJ, at least you guys kept up with the comments. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Trying.
We need the chat to get busier. Let's go, folks.
Right. Somebody let us know what you have going on in here. Right now, we have a 72-year-old man. We have a table. We have a door in the ring. Joey Janela might set his foot on fire again. Someone get a fire extinguisher on standby.
Yeah. Oh.
And now Joey
is being gingerly placed on the table or on the door. I instinctually call it a table. I don't care.
Are we gonna get like a frog splash through the door? Like, he just like top rope teeter fell through it. 3 count. Wow.
They gave him the W. And he almost looked like the Snoop Dogg splash.
It looked like he fell.
Right?
Just almost there. Oh shit.
Mike Jackson with the win. It is Jackson. I made me doubt myself there for a second.
Is he the Young Bucks father?
Right? KG, did you see Josh Alexander promo about Eric Young and his babyface run? Would look at him as shameful. I think Josh Alexander is excellent. I think his promo was solid. I think this rivalry is good. I've always been a fan of Eric Young. I mean, I feel like I watched Eric Young grow up before my very eyes, and Eric Young is older than me. Like, it's funny, right? So
yeah, well, that's the thing. He's been a part of Impact pretty much from the start of the company, back when it was TNA and they had the NWA belt. He's always been around. He's one of those homegrown talents that always stayed loyal. He's a little bit like with AJ. AJ spent some more time in WWE and New Japan since TNA. But you think Impact, you think TNA, you think Eric Young.
Yeah.
So seeing him and the range that he has, like, he's super talented, and him with Josh Alexander, who is another amazingly talented guy. Like, AEW was going to throw the boat of money at him.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, but I like you talked about it the other day, that it's nice to see a group of people, a group of performers
right through the fact that Joey Janela gave us a moon.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
You're lucky. I had to see that here.
I guess I just no-sold it.
Right. Keep going, sir.
No, but it's nice that you've seen a lot of talent stay with Impact, even though they've gotten offers from whether it be WWE or AEW. They've chosen to stay with Impact.
Right. Ninja Mack in the house. Nick, this one's for you. I really love Josh Alexander promo he did in the ring, naming Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, but didn't mention the Hardys. Probably, yeah. I think a shout out to the Hardys.
That makes sense. And also, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles are more synonymous with Impact and TNA.
Yeah,
the Hardys are more synonymous with WWE.
True, and that's where one of the fans asked about the heart and soul moment, or like the big moment for it. You instantly go to something involving AJ and Samoa. Just because of what they meant to that company.
Right.
Retain tomorrow? Yes. I would. That's my vote. That's my early vote, but I'm biased.
Absolutely.
I think it'll be a hell of a match, though. I think it's going to be a minute before we get this belt off Josh.
Yeah.
Barring any weirdness. Did you know Orange Cassidy was sponsoring GCW tonight, by the way?
The Orange Crush? Yeah, I was wondering what the hell that was. Every time I see it, it's just giving me flashbacks to freaking Orange Cassidy coming out. So
right?
I'm like, oh,
you're getting haunted by Orange Cassidy this week.
I know. He's going to haunt me all the way up until Forbidden Door. It's the ghost of Shitmas past.
Yeah, short-haired Jack Evans is with us.
Yeah, he's apparently free from Mexico.
His captors have let him go, folks. I don't know what the conclusion of that story was, but I'd love to know what happened.
Yeah, I'm going to try and look that up because I know we talked about it. He was on either Dynamite or he was on something recently, I think with AEW, or he might have been on NWA. And we were like, what happened? I thought he was, being held by the cartel in Mexico.
That's right. No, we were covering, we were kind of talking about we were looking up the card on our stream for tonight. And I was like, hey, Jack Evans is wrestling. What happened to him?
Right.
And, right. So I haven't seen him since he got his haircut.
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, I almost don't recognize him without his buddy and him dancing around. Now, this could be an amazing match, or this could be one of the most botched heavy matches we've ever seen.
I think it's at least going to very much be a spot fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to have some highlights and maybe some lowlights. But you're going to want to watch.
Right. Ninja Mack himself is kind of known for some funny moments and holy shit moments. So, and of course, Jack has a tendency to fall on his own head a little too much, but we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, that's why people were even kind of skeptical with that whole being held up and everything, and the Mexican police, holding him for extortion. It was one of those of, did this really happen, or you might have taken one too many botches there,
right? Or like, how many drugs are you on that you're just barred up in your house?
You were on everything.
Everything. Where do you see Johnny Gargano and Cesaro ending up? Well, AEW.
Or I still liked my kind of idea when we watched NWA Always Ready. That it would have been interesting to see if maybe it was Nick Aldis versus Cesaro for the NWA championship. I do kind of think he fits that old school kind of strongman classic wrestling that NWA does.
Yeah. No, he does. I think he fits NWA well. I could see him sliding into Impact and being comfortable, but let's be realistic. From what I understood, and based on the man's career, he wants paid, and he might have to go back to the WWE to get the paycheck he wants. So that's the tough spot. And we've heard his asking price is high. Some feel he's earned it. Some people feel he hasn't. My vote is, let's go, Cesaro. Join up with Regal. Let's do this.
Yeah, I could see him doing that. I was going to say, do you see him going back to WWE knowing that he would only at most be pretty much a mid-card guy?
Yeah. But it sounds like some the old stories about like you go to hell and you get punished by doing there's these the eternity of the punishment. That's what it's like. Like sign back here and for the rest of your fucking days, Sheamus.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. I mean, Drew McIntyre's already inherited that curse from last night. We saw that they're both now in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, that was a weird decision. Usually, Usually
I
that
thought
would
they should have at
mean
least
they're
had a
both out.
qualifying match.
Yeah, something. They tied, so they both get in. Why didn't everybody tie then?
Right.
Dude, don't beat me. Go stand
We
outside
can
the
both
ring.
get in, dude. Help me to help you. Help me to help you.
Yeah. Dude, we don't need to fight. Oh, shit. Jack Evans walking on his hands.
I just got Hurricane Rana into what the fuck?
But
yeah, this is head kick from the headstand. This is the ninja that Akira Tozawa needed when he was trying to get the 24/7 title from R-Truth. He didn't need Omos's big ass in a ninja outfit. He needed Ninja Mack to just crab walk and do headstands and kick him in the head and all that.
This is pretty gnarly.
This is very flip-de-doo. This is the acrobatic segment of tonight.
It's very choreographed, but it is somewhat entertaining, man. And I know some people are going to not like this flavor. You got to commend them on the transitions. They haven't run into each other. They haven't tripped on themselves. It's been smooth.
Oh, yeah. They have a great stunt coordinator and a great fight coordinator.
Right?
Oh, we're getting the robot like arm transition.
I like it. Jack Evans actually looks a little thicker.
Yeah.
He looks, better almost with the haircut.
He looks a little more serious. He's in that same type of style of like Tony Nese or he messed that all the way up. All the way up. Oh, yeah.
He gave himself the tarantula.
Yeah. He was trying to springboard or toe.
He was trying to springboard mid-rope and he caught his foot and ended up hanging himself and literally hooking himself in the old Tajiri tarantula real quick.
The tarantula.
The tarantula. Ninja Mack had nothing to do but just smack him off.
Just all right, god damn it.
Hey, we talked. We're gonna see some really cool shit. Then we're gonna see some really what the F shit.
All right. Some highlights and some lowlights. This may not be for everyone.
Everyone literally thought Johnny Gargano was to sign a short contract in January 2023, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But all his fans ready for him and Miss Candice LeRae. I think they're again just taking their time, no rush. They just had a little one, and I think everyone's so eager to get everybody in there. But that's when we get into the problems of every pay-per-view, every show. Who's coming? Who's coming? Who's coming? You got to spread them out. They got to be surprises. You know, we got to do it properly, with exceptions. But I mean, I still think, Nick, they missed a complete opportunity at the culmination of the Owen Hart Classic, where you get Britt and Adam Cole. They win, and that's the chance for LeRae and Gargano to walk out and say, "Hi, you guys think you're badass?"
Absolutely. That would have been amazing. But I have heard a little bit of speculation that they may not go to the same company together.
That's true.
Candice very much is springboard handstand spring into a back knee. Oh, that did not look good. He just
Jesus Christ
flipped him right off the top rope. But yeah.
Spider German chucked him.
But yeah, Candice has very much been more open to going to like an AEW or an Impact per se. While there's still a little bit of hope and faith, I guess, that Johnny's going to go to WWE.
Yeah, I think for Johnny, if you can sit him down and pitch him on you're going to be the 2023, 24, 25, 26 Daniel Bryan. We're going to book you and bill you in that. Everyone already loves you. You're a natural baby face. You're undersized. So we're going to give you that role, and you can, hopefully we can find some bad guys for you to go up against, and we'll make it interesting. But
yeah,
and here's a truck of money. And I mean, I also think Candice is partial to AEW or Impact because we've seen it. She seems to really have a taste for some of that rough and dig down hardcore side of wrestling. So if she gets to do spot shows at GCW or MLW or Gorilla, I think she'd be so down for that.
Yeah, but now that you mentioned about the whole Adam Cole and Britt Baker versus the Garganos, what I know, so I guess since you mentioned GCW too, what I'd like to see since we're watching GCW right now with Jack Evans going up top for, and he missed the 630, 450, however many rotations front flip. He looked like he landed right on his damn head.
Usually.
Yeah. But it would be nice to see maybe. Yeah, Ninja Mack just won. 1, 2, 3. He's not. Jack Evans is not moved.
Oh wait, that was look. Nah, Ninja Mack, he fucked up his head.
And then he hit him with the 1-2 step. But yeah, if we saw Cardona versus Chelsea Green versus the Garganos, that would be an awesome match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely hurt himself. There's people coming out.
Oh yeah, like he. But we just talked about this with Evans, and that's how the match ends. That's crazy.
You literally mentioned about him landing on his head, and that's how the match ends. Is he lands on his head and gets pinned.
Like, but it's great that you can flip and fly and do a nip up and do that and do this. But if you land on your head almost every time you do it, you need a new strategy.
Yeah, CTE is a thing.
Right? Like we saw 2, 3 botches in one match, and the match gets cut short, and we don't get the finish that they were planning on, clearly. And dude is wobbling to the ring like he had some pops.
Yeah, he's stumbling. He looks out on his feet, and that makes me uncomfortable to see. Like it's one thing if that just happened. That's the one time it happens in the match. Like unfortunately, what happened with Big E, that was an unpredicted. You couldn't plan for that. It wasn't the best spot to try and take on the outside, but it wasn't like that's a common thing. Jack Evans has a common issue of hurting himself, botching high spots, and like you even said, just out simple landing on his head.
I feel bad. I feel like I feel like I should have knocked on wood when I said this guy's gonna bust his head.
Yeah,
nice.
But maybe that's when it gets to be okay, dude. Enough's enough. Like we were talking about with Jeff with his whole thing. You need to change up your style. It's not conducive to your long-term health.
Out here in the city. So one thing I like, I don't know how the indie guys, I mean, eventually if they keep getting bigger, somebody eventually is going to be like, hey, what's up with the music?
Yeah. All right, we got to
Marko
Hobbit. The Hobbit is here.
Does this mean he's no longer on The Voice? What happened with him in The Voice? Did he not make it?
He was on The Voice?
I thought he was crying. Has that not happened? Did they film what? Someone out there, fact checkers, fans, let me know. Does anyone know how Marko Stunt did with The Voice?
Yeah, is he America's is he the winner of America's Got Talent? Is he, did he win X Factor? What the fuck is going on with him?
Now, I will give, obviously there's reasons I'm not a big fan of Marko, but I mean, kudos to him. He, against all odds, he made it further in wrestling than either one of us ever did, Nick. So
did James Ellsworth.
Well, kudos to them. They figured it out. I'm still trying to. But I mean, to his credit, Teenage Wasteland's a pretty dope entrance song.
Yeah, but like you said, once he gets to an actual big company, they're going to be like, yeah, nah, bro, we don't got the money.
No, he's never going to go to a big company unless.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, he's
he's
Bilbo Baggins right now wrestling. If you took Jungle Boy and just shrunk him.
Bobo Baggins. What happens when you put Jungle Boy in the dryer?
Yeah, like I said, and he's even got the Andre the Giant, single strap singlet. Yeah, because you're such a giant there, pal. You just made yourself dizzy spinning around. This is a child in the ring, is what he looks like.
Right. Jon Moxley. There you go. Tweet. Oh, I forgot. You'll see it.
Yeah. I'll look for it here in a minute. So yeah, we have Masha Slamovich. Oh, so this is an intergender match. Of course, because he couldn't actually take on a
this is a mixed group though, right? There's multiple people in the this is a one-on-one. That's a one-on-one. Sorry, my bad. Earlier I was reading it today and it was like this the way I read it, I was like, are all these people fighting each other?
Yeah, at times it gets a little confusing with GCW's cards because everybody gets a moment on the card.
Slamovich.
I'm taking Slamovich for this one.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good pick. She's good. And obviously, we've seen her kind of work her way up the ranks a little bit in Impact, I believe. So,
yeah, I think she's also done a little bit on like AW Dark too.
Right. Well, Stunt is outsized.
Yeah,
Outmanned.
outmanned, outgunned, and outclassed.
Shit. KJ, I'm surprised Scott D'Amore ain't signed Ninja Mack with Blake Christian. I don't know. I mean, there's only you can bring him in for what, the X Division kind of, Nick?
Yeah, that would be about it. And besides, Ninja Mack's also a little bit like we were talking about with Jack Evans. Ninja Mack's also a little bit of the spot heavy flip-de-doo of it's very much suspension of disbelief. So Blake Christian can do that well. There's people who can do the flip style well, that very acrobatic style, and then there's some that, like we saw with that match earlier, that just it gets to be too much. You end up botching it because you're trying too hard to hit spots. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, and then you end the match because you botched it. But I'm not saying I just don't get it, right? Like if every once in a while, like a guy like Ray Phoenix will fall on his face or break his arm, and we're like, shit.
Right. Well, that
and
was a table spot too.
Even when he did break his arm, it wasn't necessarily his fault. Somebody did kind of throw him in properly, kind of over-rotated him on his behalf. But nonetheless, I digress. Shit happens, botches happen. Even the non-high flyers break their necks and snap their legs. But for me, I just think Jack Evans is one of those guys. Like, dude, you're botching just like you're not going for crazy spots. These are just run-of-the-mill spots, and you're still jacking them in the middle of your routine. Like, damn, man.
Yeah, that's true. This match right now gives me very much. Do you remember when like Ellsworth was doing that whole thing with Carmella to where he was like doing the whole sexist angle and he took on Asuka in a intergender match? This whole match feels very much like that because you see Marko Stunt, like he'll take a bump or get slammed and then just turn right to the camera and just, oh my God, can you believe this woman did this to me? Like,
right?
Yes, because you weigh all of probably 50 pounds soaking wet.
Right. And she's laying a beating on him. Like, it's not even it's not even a fair fight.
This is a job match and a half, but I feel like it's kind of well deserved for Marko Stunt. I won't lie.
That moment when Mom has finally had enough of your shit.
Oh, absolutely. I am sick and tired of you not cleaning the damn your damn bedroom.
I told you one more word.
Out there smoking the reefer with your friends on your skateboard.
No, Reefer's on the show later, but every champion retains tomorrow except Tasha. Let me think real quick. Tasha won't retain. I would like to see the tag titles change hands.
Let me look at
the knockouts tag. The knockout tags.
Well, that doesn't count to me. Sorry.
Well, I mean, Taya and Rosemary, I'm totally down for them.
Oh yeah, I could very much see them win it, but they at least do it the women's tag better than WWE. It's hard for me right now in professional wrestling to really feel like there's a need for a women's tag belt when every company we pretty much talk about has not the best booking and not the best kind of structure going on in their women's division. So maybe get the singles belt right first before we go to the tag belt.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about that is if any company wants to give the high five on how they handle their women's division, it would be the knockouts. And I think that's why some women have gone there specifically. It's better than most, period. There are better matches, longer matches. You can argue about the quality of them, but they're highlighted more than other companies. And they actually have teams.
Fair enough.
A few.
Oh no, I'll give you credit with that. The knockouts division has been the most consistent throughout its kind of run of having quality matches, having quality competitors. Like I was just about to talk about, we were talking about all the champions retaining. I don't think Tasha Steelz retains in the Queen of the Mountain match. I honestly think Mia Yim's going to take that, being the new signee coming back, and she's a really great talent. She's back in Impact, and they've put a lot of a big push behind her, so I think she ends up taking it. You're muted.
Yeah, I am. Folks, if you did not know, we did our review or our preview for Impact Slammiversary coming up tomorrow. We did it on the podcast. We gave our predictions of who we think are going to win. So if you want to know what we're thinking heading into tomorrow night, check out the podcast. It's up on the channel right now. And if you were wondering, Slamovich, it just took a drop kick from Marko Stunt.
Right. And also the podcast is on Spotify. If unfortunately you don't want to look at my beautiful mug, you can just listen to us as well. You can, get our beautiful voices in your ear holes.
Alexis says you're kind of spot on with the possibility of Claudio and Aldis being a good match, and I agree.
Yeah, it's very much that British strong style, that old world of sport style wrestling that I like. I at times will watch ICW, or I even liked watching WCPW and Defiant Wrestling when they existed. So I do I guess a bit partial to that British style of wrestling, like the technical guys like Regal, Zack Sabre Jr., Ospreay. So I would love that match.
Boom. Down goes the kid. I agree, man. I would love to see Stu Grayson in WWE. That would be awesome.
Yeah, what happened to him? He kind of just walked away from AEW, and everyone's kind of like, yeah, okay.
I mean, the Super Smash Brothers were good. They were
back when you could hit pause on Uno's trunks because he had the NES controller, and he would actually pause. So they get a count out win because it just hit pause and you just can't come back.
Maybe I'm biased because of the Canadian connection, but I mean, man, I kind of liked it. I kind of like some.
It's good if you're going in knowing it's not meant to be serious.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of different, right? Like some of it was all right. But Grayson's got upside. He looks good. He's chiseled for not the biggest of guys. I don't know. Did he just give up on wrestling? Say fuck it.
I don't know, but Janela just hit basically a drive-by to Slamovich in the corner and then just hit a giant. Was that a brainbuster?
That was a brainbuster, sir.
2 count.
And just to help you out a little, it's the other little blonde guy, Stunt, not Janela.
Wow, jeez. Sorry, I mixed up my shit wrestlers.
It's true. Nick, I also know that Candice is very close to Deonna Purrazzo, but I don't know, is Deonna Purrazzo contract up yet? No, Deonna's good, I think, for a minute. I'll let you go with the Candice part of that, but they are close.
Oh, I don't know how close they are. I personally don't know that, but I think, Deonna is pretty much locked in for Impact. That's why they had that whole interim Ring of Honor Women's Champion that Mercedes Martinez had, because Purrazzo was double booked with Impact and then trying to get on Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Big suplex, big German suplex. Oh, and she misses the elbow. Running kick by Stunt. But yeah, so I think she's very much dialed in and going to stay with Impact. Even if her contract is close to being up, I think she stays there.
Yeah, and she's got a good thing going, and then she's really kind of made a star of herself in, over the last little while, collecting belts, having the open challenge. She's been phenomenal. And, I had the opportunity to talk to her once upon a time, and she's a super down-to-earth lady. So I'm a big fan of Deonna. And there is, the connection with Lorraine, Britt, Deonna. They're all, that's where you say, like, Johnny might end up going back. It might be like the reverse Malachi, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you go there, make your bank. I'm going to go here and have my fun. And then we'll meet in the middle sometime.
Right. It's a bit like Andrade and Charlotte right now of,
Several.
In one company. Yeah. 2 count.
Cross lovers. Anthony, what is up? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Again, folks, I hope everyone out there is having a wonderful weekend. Do remember, we are back tomorrow night, Slammiversary. We're looking forward to it. The WrestleMania. I hate when people do that, but for those who don't know, it's the big event of the year for Impact. And in a few weeks, I think it's like July 9th, they come right back with their next pay-per-view. So it's quick turnaround on this one. I'm looking forward to it. The card's stacked. This has been fun. It's rolling along. Slamovich and Stunt are kind of giving us a match. It's not terrible. It's not bad. A lot of Marko does a lot of kicks, various kicks, and a lot of them look really bad because he can't quite reach your head and such.
Yeah, he's like Chucky or like a toddler when you grab him by the shirt collar. He's just got to kick his legs out because that's all he can do.
Wow. That was a crazy hook suplex.
Yeah, and still
Dragon
just
suplex.
count. I'm surprised this match is still going on, to be honest.
Well, keep in mind the last match ended early.
Oh yeah, true.
I imagine by at least 30 seconds.
and this is the match that we get to fill that time. Great.
Yeah, just shit.
Right. Give that time to Moxley in the main event, please.
Mm-hmm.
He's gearing up and doing the right. Andre choke slam of no way. Choke slam from Stunt onto Slamovich, and she just completely knows.
That's what you do. Yes, get him.
Yeah. Throat slit and everything.
You fucked up.
He's a dead man. Oh,
Marko Stunt just shit his pants. Chucks him like a doll.
Yeah. Well, it's not hard when you wait
still
for
battling back, this little fucker.
Oh, no way that's I can believe that clothesline from hell there.
Damien has Masha for the win, and he also has her the future. I think she does. I think keep an eye on, a lot of people have talked about her, and you see her here. She's making this match work. Imagine what she could do against a real wrestler.
Right. Imagine if she had someone that was actually talented beside her that could work in the ring.
She is destroying this small child, though.
Oh, dude buster. 2 count. This match is going on way too long.
Shut the front door.
This man looks like a child.
He's gonna win.
No.
He's gonna win.
Oh.
No, never mind.
2, 3. Oh, and he even had his arms up and everything.
Right.
He was still getting pinned, like he just froze.
Gave us the Frankenstein. Willie, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. WWE's Horse Manure and the Bermuda Triangle of Pro Wrestling. Almost legitimately accurate. Yes. It's been a shit show, Nick, and we've talked about many old wrestlers vanishing into thin air. Shit, man, what do we do?
Oh, it's insane. I mean, it's such a dumpster fire right now, but all of pro wrestling has just been insane right now. Like, I was just pulling this up. Like, just in the last 3 weeks of wrestling, we have had Double or Nothing, the MJF drama, Cody Rhodes' pec injury, Punk injury and that whole title situation, Bryan Danielson's injury, now Randy Orton's injury to where he might be out till next year, Jeff Hardy's DUI, Sasha being released, rumors, the Vince McMahon investigation, and then Vince McMahon stepping down as CEO. That's all just been within the past 3 weeks of wrestling.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
It's been a lot. It's been a crazy time. And as a channel that likes to talk about it, I mean, it's been good for us. I mean, between the shows and the multitude of angles and storylines and rumors and mysteries and injuries, it's been okay, this is going to happen in wrestling right now. And then, even when you think all right, Cody's now in WWE. We'll see what happens. Out 9 months. Punk's finally champion. Out. Shit.
Professional
yeah,
wrestling just
lucha
seems like
libre.
snake fit right now.
Yeah, it's interesting times.
Right now, looks like we are getting a 6-man tag match. I've got the S.A.T. Yeah, so they're going to be facing Gringo, Loco, ASF, and Drago Kid.
Yeah,
So
again, this is going to be. Sorry, Nick. This is going to be a very spot heavy match. Very lucha.
You think these guys very much seem like heavy machinery, powerhouse, gonna just throw some small guys around vibe.
Right? Mr. Nick, I'm going to take a moment here if you want to rock out with the fan.
Absolutely. So right now, like I said, I have S.A.T. in the ring. We're going to get a 6-man tag match. But later tonight, we're having Jon Moxley versus Tony Deppen for the GCW World Championship. And it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, I don't know if I was Tony Khan with CM Punk getting injured, Cody's been injured, a lot of injuries going on. Danielson's injured. Jeff Hardy was injured before he got arrested. Cole's been injured. What I want, the guy that I potentially am going to put my interim heavyweight championship belt on, fighting in what's kind of predominantly known as more of an extreme, a death match style wrestling company, I personally wouldn't. I would rather, he just take some time off or just cut promos for my company. So it's going to be interesting to see, do we get that Moxley going all out style, or does he play it a little safe? Because Forbidden Door is still around the corner. So do they keep the GCW title on him? Is it a kind of a quicker match? Because too, like I talked about, Deppen's fighting tomorrow night with Will Ospreay, who's also going to be on Forbidden Door with freaking Orange Cassidy. I still don't understand why that match is a thing. I just don't get, you're putting one of, if not the greatest professional wrestler right now, in the ring with a goddamn mascot, a gimmick guy. But anyways, so tonight it's going to be interesting to see, is it going to be a quick match? Are we going to get a safer Moxley? Because if Moxley goes down injured, their whole interim storyline, Forbidden Door stuff booking is going to be just falling to pieces. Because they already had an issue with Punk. And like I said earlier, WWE managed to backfall into an interim storyline with Steph being the interim CEO than AEW did with this whole battle royal, then face Moxley, and then that person faces the winner of Tanahashi and Goto. It's just too much confusion. And if Moxley goes down, it's just going to add even more to it. And can't wait to watch some more Homicide match again. Another awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. When we watched NWA Always Ready, it was super impressive with Homicide. He wrestled 2 great matches back to back. The second one, he beat Steve Carino's son for the championship. I believe it was the NWA TV championship. So yeah, he's on tonight. Who's he going against? Oh, come on here. Oh yeah, he's going against Grim Reefer. So yeah, that'll be Grim Reefer's an interesting character. He comes out, you're pretty much guaranteed at some point during the match he's gonna spark up a joint and he's gonna have it going the whole rest of that match. So it's gonna be an interesting match. It's what you kind of always get with GCW. You never know whether it's going to be just a straight hardcore bloodbath match. It's going to be a technical match. You got to be a little bit of lucha libre, like KJ was talking about with this match, right now with the 6-man tag. But yeah, I forgot, honestly, Homicide was on the card tonight because I was just focused on Moxley. But yeah, he's going to definitely deliver at least one good match. If not, he may end up having 2 good matches, 3 good matches. Who knows at this point? I mean, it was very impressive to see him wrestle 2 matches back to back and win both with 2 different finishers. But yeah, so unfortunately, so right now we have a member of the S.A.T in there with Drago Kid, it looks like. So like I said, this match is very lucha libre. One guy comes in, hits a spot, tags somebody else in, they hit a couple spots, springboard Hurricane Rana as I talk about that. So let me know in the chat what you guys are excited for. I know I've kind of ranted and raved about, and he definitely messed all of that springboard up. That just trying to go for a springboard arm drag and just did not get really any of it. Oh, holding him up for oh, wow. Held him up in a powerbomb position while another member of the S.A.T just tope suicided right into him, right through the guardrail, right into the crowd, right into the entranceway. Oh, and now, they caught him. Oh, very much like the opener. Oh, that was awesome. Very much like the opener of just everybody gets their spot to have a moment to do a flip-de-doo to the outside. But hopefully this match definitely gets us going more after the Marko Stunt Slamovich match. I just think that match kind of should have gone a little bit shorter. I know that they might have been hurting for time because Jack Evans obviously botched himself out of the final of that match. But so now 2 count. Moxley versus Deppen is going to be amazing. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be interesting with GCW doing the back-to-back shows. Like their schedule is a little unpredictable, kind of like ours. At times, we're here 7 days a week, but you never know who's going to be showing up. A little bit like with GCW, like I said. But they're running shows both days this weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see how hard people go. Are we going to get, the hardcore juice, steel chair, barbed wire thumbtacks, or are we going to get more of just that technical style, just a classic, your standard wrestling match? So right now, going for the Boston Crab. Oh, and 2 almost like a surfboard. Oh, that looked very painful. He went up like he was going to drop the knee on the back of his neck while he's held like that. Now, normally, honestly, if he really would have hit that, probably would have killed him. And then top rope drop kick onto him. And still only a 2 count. Like, I don't know how you guys feel, but at times these super devastating spot into a super. Now, see, he's slapping his face like this. To me, that should be a tap out. He's trying to, let me rally the crowd, all of that, but he's slapping his hand. That should be a tap out. That's, I guess, kind of towards my point that I was just about to bring up of that. All these super high spot, super devastating move, combination, triple threat, tag team match that ends up just being a 2 count or 1.5 count. Just no, you don't always have to hit 80 spots to get, through a match. Sometimes you just got to build up to it the right way. So let me guys know what you think about that. To me, I'd very much rather see good psychology in the ring versus spot. Don't get me wrong. When you can blend the 2 well together, it's great. Oh, that was I don't even know how to exactly call that. They had him hooked up and just swung him and flipped him around right onto his face. And now watch, this will probably still only be, no one's going for a pin after a devastating move like that. They caught him going for a flip, did kind of the stretch muffler with him, flipped him around, and yet no one's going for a pin. That should be the end of the match, but no one's going for a pin. Oh, Enziguri. Now, goes for the cocky, confident, not really going for a pin. I like the action with GCW, but at times there's no good ring psychology. That seems to be lacking at times in professional wrestling these days. Of that, there's a bunch of awesome moves, but nobody. Oh, 2 count again. That gets broken up. But yeah, no one. There's no reason for people to be hitting these insane moves. There's no reason for all of this, spot heavy festivities.
Well, there's definitely a reason for me to come back to the show as we're rolling along through GCW. But thank you for holding the fort for that a little bit here. But the show is rolling along, like you said. And I try and watch. It's the same way I can watch, like a dramatic, Oscar winner type movie and be like, okay. And then turn and watch something like, Dumb and Dumber or Harold and Kumar. Like you're able to, if you can kind of roll with the entertainment value that you expect, you can get what you want out of it. I believe there's a time and place for spots. I do like the lucha style at times, even though sometimes it makes no sense and I have no idea what's going on in the ring. But to your point, I don't mind a spot heavy match. I do like some build to it. And like we said, where there's times where guys are just randomly throwing themselves and it doesn't make sense, where we see like a Sammy Guevara, like, oh, I was trying to kill myself for you people. Why? You're on Rampage. Nobody's watching.
Yeah, you did that for you. I get your point, and I do kind of agree with that. I think it's more of just if it wasn't every single match, then that would be good. You got to have some variety. And I just realized he's wearing Buzz Lightyear gear. Yeah, so apparently we're promoting now Lightyear, the new Disney movie coming out, which, Disney might be looking to purchase WWE after this whole Vince McMahon situation.
That'll be the interesting part of it. Is this finally, like, was that Nick Khan's hope from the beginning of like, if we can get enough power, we can sell this bitch?
Oh yeah, I bet you he wants to be like Dana White, to where Dana White sold the UFC for him, and the Fertitta brothers sold the UFC for $4 billion. Yeah, and Dana White still gets to be president of it and still make millions.
How about
so? Absolutely, Nick Khan wants to be exactly like that. Of I can sell this to whoever for the most money, and they'll just still let me run the thing. Absolutely.
I don't know if you touched on this one, but what match are you looking forward to at Slammiversary the most?
No, I didn't touch on that one. To me, I think you and I have talked about it. It's the Monsters Ball match between Sami Callihan and Moose. I think. Oh, that man got some man. But yeah, I think that match is going to be just a knockdown, drag out slugfest, and I'm excited for that one. It's been a while since I've seen Sammy.
That's hilarious. Sorry, I got distracted, and we'll get back to that. But we get the tag to Gringo Loco, but it wasn't his turn, I guess, and he didn't even move from the apron. He just smacked the other dude and sent him in.
Just no, fucker, you go.
It's not my turn.
I'm gassed. You go.
But yeah, exactly what you expected was a crazy, crazy spots like this. Look at that.
Oh. Yeah, just wow.
But yeah, I think I hate being super agreeable all the time. So I try not to be. But the Monsters Ball is going to be compelling. There's a lot of talk about Moose dealing with injuries, and is this his way of stepping away for a while? Plus, he's a big, imposing dude. Sammy's a nutbag and has been in several of these situations. over his career. And yeah, oh shit, what is this?
Oh, what in the world was that? Was that supposed to be a chain, Hurricane Rana?
Maybe. Or was it just like a bait and switch? Gringo Loco with a
Ooh. 1, 2
tornado.
Yeah, tornado 450, maybe.
It looks like Gringo brought his 2 kids to the ring. Just take your kids to work day.
All right, kids, come on. We got to go to the pinata party.
Ah, whoa, up, down. Except they're the pinatas. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the knockouts, Queen of the Mountain, see how this plays out, especially with Mickie James being the enforcer. Makes me feel that somehow Chelsea Green will be at the end of this match. That somehow, some way, whether Chelsea's close to winning or does win, there's a connection there between Mickie and Chelsea. And I really do think the main event might give us something to talk about for a minute. So yeah, those would be my 3.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing is even right there that there's 3 matches and you got to try and pick between those. It's going to be a hell of a card.
And I didn't even mention the fact that the Briscoes are on the card. I just think we downplayed
right. Yeah, that slipped my mind too.
A bit because it's the Good Brothers and it should be good though.
Oh yeah.
Damien's looking forward to Josh Alexander versus Eric Young, Moose Sammy. So kind of on the same wavelength. Those ones kind of do stand out when you read the card on paper for sure.
Yeah.
But don't count out Ultimate X.
Oh, absolutely. That's always one of those matches that always surprises you on an Impact card. Double superplex, it looks like. Oh, nope. Oh. Now they're going for the double suplex in the other corner. Is this going to somehow turn into like a double Spanish fly? Yep. Oh.
Double Spanish fly. Holy shit. And I've been on the record of being a fan of the Spanish fly. So
oh yeah, it's a super impressive move. I just kind of wish it was done a little bit less often.
Yeah, I mean, it falls in that category. I mean, I used to, every time you'd see a Canadian destroyer, you'd pop. Now you're just like, oh, there it is again. Okay.
Right. There we go. Okay. Now we're picking up in the match. That used to be a match ender.
I know people are like, well, the super kick gets overused, but it's a kick. I mean, at the end of the day,
right. It's a kick or a punch or.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been
Hogan's
diminished.
leg drop.
Yeah. I mean, the super kick, I mean, one guy used to do it. Now everybody kind of does it, and that's kind of what it is, right? It's not a finisher. It's a run-of-the-mill move. I had to check the lighting in my place. Now we're up on the top. Jesus. These guys do love the top rope. Wow.
From the top rope.
And that's the win.
That's it, the 3 count.
It's funny. He landed so hard, he lit the place up.
So Gringo, Loco, ASF, and Drago Kid pick up the win over the S.A.T.
Gringo Loco with the big W, with the big pin off the Falcon Arrow from the top rope. If those who cannot see the wrestling as it goes, yeah, it was a big Falcon Arrow from the top that did the trick for Gringo Loco and team.
Yeah, after 80 million crazy spots, it just only took a Falcon Arrow off the top rope for the 3.
Right.
Oh, and now we're gonna post-match handshake. Yeah, so right now they're just shaking hands in the ring right now and just hugging it out. And kind of not. I guess I don't know too much of the backstory behind this match, and now the camera's on the floor, cameraman down. But yeah, I guess I don't know too much of the backstory for this match. But I don't exactly get the whole hugging it out and handshake and all that.
Yeah, some matches come with a level of respect. Not every match is a grudge match.
Yeah, normally good matches though.
But let us know, folks, how are you feeling about GCW tonight? How is your weekend going? How's your night going? How are you feeling about WWE, AEW? How are you feeling about Slammiversary tomorrow? Let's light this chat up. Let's get talking. I see some people bombing around watching the show tonight. So let us know out there how you feeling, what is good. And don't forget, like, subscribe, share, let people know we're here. Be a friend, tell a friend, and yeah, keep rocking and rolling, folks. We do appreciate every minute you spend on our channel as it continues to grow. Boom. So that being said, folks, Nick's going to take a short little break, and we're rolling along. Hassan, thank you for chiming in. But that's right, folks. We are moving along. Gringo Loco picks up the win with Drago Kid and ASF. And now we're getting on to the next match. We're about 4 matches deep on this one. So once again, if you're out there, let us know what is on your mind. What in wrestling are you talking about? Are you thinking about Vince McMahon still? Are we talking about Bailey, Money in the Bank? What's going to happen? Slammiversary tomorrow. The card is stacked, belts on the line all across the board. We will be here as we always are. We will be here. We're starting with the pre-show. We'll be here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be rolling through. We got Rich Swann defending the digital title. We got a reverse battle royal in the pre-show, and then the night is stacked. The biggest night of the year for Impact Wrestling. We're looking forward to it. Don't miss out. Hello, it is I. Thank you for being here, sir. Thank you for joining in, and it's excellent to have you here. But for those who don't know, like I said, we will be back for that coverage tomorrow on Sunday, and then we're here all week long. Monday Night Raw, NXT. We'll be back for Dynamite to see what's going to happen now that we're moving forward. We're heading towards Forbidden Door, and you damn right know we are going to be at Forbidden Door. But yeah, so tune in, like, subscribe. If you like wrestling, this is the place to get your content. And I don't think anybody does it the way we do. We are live constantly, folks. So rolling through. And again, we got GCW on the tube tonight. And it's a mixed bag. If you haven't been watching yet, we had Slamovich beat Marko Stunt. Gringo Loco picked up the last win in a 6-man tag. Mason is now in the ring. I guess we're going to get a little bit of a promo as he's in a suit. And you're talking about Nate Webb and their rivalry. Damn, Vince McMahon steps down as CEO. That shocked me. I mean, listen, folks. I mean, he did it once upon a time where he stepped back and Linda became the figurehead because he was in some hot water. He's kind of returned to that. Now it's not Linda because obviously him and Linda aren't. All the reports coming out like Linda and Vince aren't together. Linda and Vince are in separate states. Linda and Vince, that's not news. They're just tacking on to shit, trying to make things sound more salacious than they have been. But that's always been the case ever since she moved into politics. I mean, for the most part, he's been up in Connecticut. She's been down in Florida, and that's what I have understood for a long time. So a lot of us assumed it was just a figurehead situation, appearance situation for the marriage. But yeah, Vince stepping away, being in a position where he had to say, I'll take a minute. You let me know how this goes. Only tells you. And that's why I think a lot of people were critical of how last night played out. Nate Webb is in the ring, and he's much to the crowd's delight, laying boots to Mason. There you go. Jumping in the ring. Vince promo was clickbait. Yes, it was 100% clickbait. It drove the ratings, man. It even helped the ratings on this channel. It was hilarious. But, he comes out, repeats what we just saw on the screen, that, then now forever together. And then he left. He tossed the mic with a grin and walked off. So is that Vince's subtle, coy goodbye to the wrestling world? Like, we might sell to Disney tomorrow, but I will, this company will always be then, now, and forever. I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know what's to come. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of angles and a lot of question marks. What else does this investigation uncover? What else is going on behind the scenes? Who else is implicated? Is there any truth to the insider trading whispers? Was it a misappropriation of money? The questions are huge. But yes, Vince's speech last night was the equivalent of clickbait personified. Wow. So we got an impromptu brawl between Mason and Nate Webb. And Mason just spit in Webb's face, and he is in complete control of a melee. Obviously, this is not a match. I don't believe there's a ref involved. Or maybe it is. Okay. So now I don't know. I didn't expect Mason to be rocking a 3-piece suit trying to make this match work. So my bad. Only insider trading is between Vince and Johnny Ace. Boom, ching. Wow. Yeah, I mean, shit. And what does this mean for Johnny? Johnny's married to the Bella's mom still, right? Is that still a thing? Or was that just fake for TV too? I have no idea. I am surprised that the board of directors didn't make Nick Khan the CEO. I'm surprised too. But I think if you're Vince McMahon and you control as much as you control, I think you have a say in who steps in. And I think he very much did not. I'm just speculating, but I even think he would be aware that handing the keys to the castle to Nick, he may never get them back. There's hope with Stephanie that even if if the investigation turns out that he cannot return, or he somehow has to step away, at least it's a McMahon still running the roost. And also the other angle, or the other part of that, is the fact that if you wake up, if the shareholders and the people who hold stocks in WWE, wow, big move, wake up and somebody other than a McMahon is running the company, I only imagine that would impact their value. That would only imagine that would impact their stocks and their shares, at least temporarily, until people understand more. The talks about Stephanie is just a figurehead, is just been put in place. But Vince will still be, running pulling the old proverbial puppet strings. Well, then nothing much changes. However, that remains to be seen on how all this plays out. Nick always jokes, my buddy Nick, who's on break right now, he always jokes that this has got like that Game of Thrones vibe to it. So who the hell knows? It seems like a situation in consistent flux. And right now, Mason has a wire. Wait. Brendan from Wheatus is here. Nate Webb moves. Uh-oh. White noise. Charles Mason, ladies and gentlemen, with the win over Nate Webb, one of the GCW legends. And Brandon from Wheatus got in the way, part of the problem here. And now Mason is admiring his work. And I think he licked his beard. Maybe. So now Mason's setting up to choke him with the wire cord. The piano wire, so to speak. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us again. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Oh, Brandon is begging. Don't do it. He's begging him not to choke him. Charles Mason thinks that he's walking away, but I have a feeling that Brandon from Wheatus may end up getting choked. Maybe. All right. No, I have a feeling. Yeah, here we go. Charles Mason heading back into the ring, and Brandon from Wheatus is about to get the wire. There he goes. He's choking him out. Looks like a scene out of Goodfellas. Nate Webb grabbing onto Chris Webb, almost as to say, please. So if anybody's wondering who is a top heel, who's getting a lot of heat in GCW right now, Charles Mason doing a better, more compelling vibe that Gacy was kind of giving us. So good on him. The crowd's pretty in shock. One of their favorites in Nate Webb has been laid out, has been annihilated. Now others have come out to ask for mercy, and it looks like Charles Mason is finally heading to the back. Wow. Brock Lesnar's return is Vince telling the fans, damn you, I'm still in charge. Brock Lesnar's return is, hey, look over there. That's what that is. That's the equivalent of the old bait and switch. That was simply, don't look at the man behind the curtain. Speaking of the man behind the curtain.
Yes, don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Right, but that's all that was. Ignore the man behind the curtain. That's all it is. It's, oh, shit, we're in hot water. Quick, bring in Brock. And I think that was
right.
I'm sure that was the phone call, too. I'm sure Brock was sitting at home minding his own business, and it was, hey, Brock, buddy, I got a problem. I need
Brock, I'm in some tight water here, pal. Yeah, especially if Randy Orton is potentially injured till next year. And yes, bacon switch.
The bacon switch. Careful.
What up?
There you go.
But yeah, that's absolutely what it was. A bacon switch. It was we're gonna, here we've got all this controversy. Don't, like you said, don't look at the man behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to what's going on. Instead, here's big beefy Brock versus Roman Reigns. This worked at WrestleMania, didn't it? Yeah, but it's also like the 18th time we've seen it.
I'm fairly certain there was a young lady in the audience that was either in the process of or had considered letting the girls fly. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, there was
one of those there and then cut away.
I don't know what you're going to get at a GCW show.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, it's very much that kind of outlaw indie wrestling still. And it's a good palate cleanser from the whole Vince CEO scandal investigation. Like I heard you talking to, why not Zoidberg about the whole, this very much being a Game of Thrones, very... Yeah, absolutely. I think this is Tony Khan playing, chess while everyone's playing checkers. He is the Thanos right now of WWE. He's gotten Paul, Triple H. He's gotten Shane. Linda was never really involved anymore. And now then Steph stepped down and he was taking over part of her role. Mm-hmm. And then he was getting the thumb piece, the last piece there with Vince of stepping down. And it still might have been, like you said, Vince's last-ditch effort of, well, here, I'll send it to Steph. And, Nick Khan, we'll see that at next WrestleMania. Nick Khan versus Triple H for the control of the company.
Homicide's on the way to the ring, by the way. Reefer, your buddy Reefer is already in the ring. But yes, to your point, but here's the thing. Further to your point, Nick, if this is a man playing chess and not checkers, maybe letting Stephanie go back into that position, A, female, B, a McMahon, C, the optics of him moving into that position might not go so well real quick. So it's like, all right, This is
one of
what's
those,
gotta
give her
be.
a shot with it, and if she messes it up, then we'll
Oh
see.
yeah,
She wasn't capable of doing it.
I feel
She
like
already stepped down from a lesser position.
right, and I think this might be a little bit of knight takes rook, but we got bishop over here. Pay attention.
Right. Yeah, very much. I could, like I said, it's a House of Cards, it's Game of Thrones, it's any sort of soap opera drama show that you
Right,
watch, and sadly, the backstage bullshit's better than anything they put on in the ring.
right. Let's hope Goldberg don't come back. Um,
Oh,
that's how you
don't
know.
put that evil out there.
That's how you
Don't
know
you
the
put that evil
investigation
on me.
isn't going well.
Yeah. That'll be the next thing, is just all of a sudden on a SmackDown, Goldberg shows up, spears Roman Reigns, and then walks off champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark my words. If you ever hear, if in the next 3 months, if you hear Goldberg, something is not going well in the WWE.
Yeah. That's when you might want to sell your stock in WWE.
This might be the time to go Cena versus Brock.
Well, that's the thing, is I'm surprised with them having Cena coming back. They didn't do Cena versus Roman again. I mean, that's one that we haven't done too much of. I mean, the first time that they did it, it was at a No Mercy. It wasn't even at like a Mania or something. We haven't seen that on a big. I mean, he came back at Money in the Bank. We got it last year at SummerSlam, but so why not run that back? Have 20 years with Cena, and it's someone who can compete on the mic with Paul.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily know that handing a W to Theory is a really great way to celebrate 20 years of John Cena.
Yeah, but that Vince kind of views him like the new Cena.
Yes, that's it. That's all that is for, right?
Yeah, he's very much the prototype, slap Kurt Angle on the face, ruthless aggression era of John Cena.
Wow. And I will give Theory some credit here, Nick. He's doing everything on social media to generate buzz about his possible meeting with John Cena. He's doing everything he can to make people use Theory and Cena in the same sentence.
Oh, yeah.
Constant.
He's doing it, and Cena's even doing his part, because, I mean, I've at least seen his Instagram posts to where they're kind of always all over the place, but you've seen a bunch that have hinted about, like, the U.S. title and everything that's going on with WWE right now. So it's going to be that one's definitely going to be an interesting match. That one might steal the show at SummerSlam. But so with Brock, do you think if you're going to do Brock versus Cena, do you take a title off of Roman? He just has one championship?
I don't think they're going to pin Roman in any capacity. Do they need a belt involved in two legends coming together? Do you need a belt in the mix? I think constantly, the belts get thrown in there like, oh, quick, give Brock the easy win over so-and-so but Brock didn't need to win the Royal Rumble. Brock didn't need the championship to be a badass. People will pay attention to Brock versus whoever, regardless if the belt or not.
Oh, absolutely. That's the thing, is that's very much why it's that, just method of distraction. By the way, Homicide and Reefer are having a banger of a match.
They really are. They're fun, and it's not spot heavy, even though we're about to get a spot, but it's like suplex, lock suplex.
Well, that's the thing I was talking about earlier. Is I remember when we watched NWA Always Ready, how Homicide had back-to-back stellar matches. And neither one really felt the same. They both ended it differently.
To me, he got the performance of the night for me with that back-to-back. He was in the ring so long. There was a melee. It was a bit chaotic, but man, he gave us two solid. It wasn't. We see so often, like the second guy comes down to the ring, stomps the shit out of the first guy, and that's it. And you're like, oh, okay, that kind of happens. He delivered two stellar matches.
Oh, yeah. And now we're just getting Reefer just thrown into every bit of the guardrail.
Some love from the fam to the fam. I like it. Father's Day is tomorrow. Good morning. And slamming is on tomorrow night. Yeah, it's going to be a big day here on the channel. And we'll give a big shout out to all the dads that are doing it right and putting the work in. It's a big day. I mean, the dads work hard. So not that the moms don't. They do too.
Right.
I always have to practice it. I almost have to wait. No.
Equality.
We don't get nearly as much sympathy or understanding. A lot of us are slugging.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's not easy. So we're supposed to be the rough and tumble, and
all
we
love
have
and
our
respect, everything, but nothing but love to all the dads out there.
right.
Father's Day tomorrow, Slammiversary, hell of a way to have a Sunday. And Reefer just hit a front flip off a chair into Homicide in the guardrail.
Right. Good action, Nick. And so much.
This is great.
I got a little sweat on. It's going warm.
Getting a little heated up. And see, now this is when Reefer breaks out the gigantic joint.
Yeah.
Sparks it up. Hey, now it's legal in New York.
I'm out.
So he's good.
I will say, one of the funniest things, as much as I fucking hate saying this, and I think if anybody replays this back and reminds me I said it, I'll still tell you you're lying. But when Reefer gave the joint to the Invisible Man, I kind of died. I was like, what the fuck? They all stop a battle royal to pass the Dutchie upon the left, and I die because the Invisible Man was still in the fucking thing. But it's the only spot with the Invisible Man that I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, you could do a spot, the super jokey spot, and that's
it. The guy made the final four. Pass that shit. Pass that shit. Listen, I give Reefer some credit because
he's very underrated.
Man, I can barely make a fucking sandwich with the joint in my mouth.
That's the route you're going. I get you. Yeah,
fingers and shit. This guy's doing a fucking a Russian leg sweep from the middle rope with a J in his mouth.
Right, absolutely. This man's done somersaults and front flips and swanton bombs while still puffing a J. Meanwhile, you ask me to chew bubble gum and tie my shoes at the same time, I'm a struggle.
Right.
Oh, going for the tornado. That looked awkward. Oh, Homicide taking the spliff.
Now that's how you do. That's fucking hilarious.
Make it do what it do, baby. Oh, and cut RKO off the top.
The ref put it out. The announcer's pissed. The ref put the damn thing out. Wow. We got
he put it out and just pocketed it. He's going to save that for later. Yeah, see, Homicide went and checked his pocket.
Yeah, right?
That's great.
Yeah, see, Homicide's had to run in there, too, with the cops. I know what you do with my joint when you take it.
Right.
We're confiscating this, young man. Okay. Yeah. Enjoy it.
You're going to have to talk with me after class.
Right. Well, enjoy your lunch break, sir. Son of a bitch. Now me and my friends got to go around and figure out how to get another $15. True stories on a Saturday night.
This is why you tune in, folks, for a Saturday night show.
Right. Reefer got him down in the crossface.
Oh, right in the center of the ring. Is Homicide going to tap?
No.
Anybody
got a pick on this one?
I had Homicide.
Yeah. But I will give them credit. I mean, there's some GCW guys like Reefer and that. I mean, you see them when they do really well. I mean,
he rolled over right back in the center of the ring. Homicide was right at the ropes, and then he did a roll up right back into it.
Reefer looks like he's gassing out, which is weird.
I mean, the man was just smoking a spliff for half.
That's what I mean. Like, his lungs are just dying.
Shit. This man's lung capacity is amazing. This man should be an Olympic athlete. He's having a professional wrestling match while smoking a spliff.
Right? You're not allowed to do that. Well, that's the dumbest shit ever.
He is the Michael Phelps of wrestling.
Right? Taking medals away from people because they should get bonus medals if they pulled it off.
Someone show me how marijuana is a performance-enhancing drug.
Man,
if Reefer loses this match, that's proof that it's not a performance-enhancing drug.
Most of the people listening to this right now can't even get off the couch. Never mind, go down and fucking swallow. There you go.
Right into the chair that he had in the corner. Oh, right, pie-faced right into it.
Oh, he's got him hooked. Yeah.
Gringo cutter.
Over.
1, 2, 3, and Homicide wins.
See, this is where Homicide. I know some of his story, and then some of the not always the easiest guy to work with from some of the stories I've heard, but I also know a
Yeah.
lot of people have tons of respect for Homicide, and he's been around for a minute now. Where we even thought with the Eddie Kingston thing that it made more sense that LAX was coming to help than Blackpool Combat Club.
Right.
So
Absolutely. I was expecting to see Homicide paired
yeah,
up with Eddie Kingston. He gives off now that he's like a sane New Jack of that. He can do that hardcore, thug style of wrestling. And you absolutely 100% believe that this is a guy who would hit you in the head with a steel chair. But he has
oh
enough wherewithal to still put on amazing matches. And he's not always got to just be blood, guts, gore, craziness.
there you go. Do you hear what he just said?
No.
Homicide congratulating Reefer. He goes, many people don't know that you're my student, and it's amazing to see you here and that I'm wrestling you, kind of thing. So they're hugging it out
That's
because
awesome.
Homicide's name, guys like Eddie and shit.
A lot of your New York based guys like Eddie,
Yeah,
like Reefer, all you have like AW has a lot of the guys from the factory.
yeah,
WCW had a lot of guys from the power plant. WWE had FCW. A lot of the New York wrestling scene were
yeah.
guys from Homicide School, a bit like how before Taz kind of had
Yeah.
his wrestling school with
Mhm.
ECW. So it's very nice to see that, especially as a native New Yorker myself.
Yeah, true say. No, I completely agree with that. And I mean, like I said, he's well respected. I mean, I know there's been stories of some. Oh, he's telling, let's go. He's loved, man. And I mean, to have Homicide on a New York show,
Oh yeah,
he's
that's
going
the
to tear
thing.
it down.
Yeah, it's nice to see that there's like a New York scene in wrestling, like we talked about with Eddie Kingston, Homicide. It's
Mhm.
it's a bit like when ECW was around, when you had that Philadelphia scene
Yeah.
of everywhere
Oh,
around
yeah.
there was just buzzing for wrestling.
Mhm. That's where a bunch of the New Japan guys are tonight, is in Philly.
Oh yeah. Maybe we'll have to check
Funny.
in at some point and see
Yeah,
if we can get an update on that card.
right. It's funny though, because they had Osprey on the poster, but they didn't have him on the match card.
Well, Al Osprey's probably the hottest thing going right now in
He really
professional
is.
wrestling. I mean, he's just put on back-to-back bangers. That match between him and it was Dax, right?
Yes.
Um,
Dax was yeah, absolutely.
that match was awesome.
That's what they should have done initially, and forget the 6-man tag. But next time they debut someone in a 6-man tag, he's supposed to be the best wrestler in the world. You let him get the win. I don't give a fuck what you had pre-written about it.
Right. Screw Trent Beretta. And I'm sorry, but you're very talented, sir, but I do not take you
Ross
seriously as a man
Miedo
with
is
the
here,
beat.
by the way.
What's that?
We got the next match starting. Just reminding everyone at home, Los Mezos? Macizos? Macizos? Sorry, folks. I'm Canadian.
It's Jimmy Lloyd. And yeah, Los Macizos,
Macizos.
Ciclope, and Miedo Extremo.
There we go.
I tried, but I like that shirt, the
You just
GCFW.
stole the words out of my mouth. I was like, wait, he's wearing a
I
hey.
thought it's an ECW shirt. I really like that style. Like I said, this is very old school ECW vibe. Like you can see kind of the blood stain and everything on the mat right now.
I wouldn't sleep on Okada. You think we might end up getting a 4-way?
With who? With Okada and who else?
Just kind of in the mix there with Moxley and Tanahashi.
Oh,
And
that we get a 4-way for the championship?
yeah.
I could see a more of a 4-way for the IWGP championship. Say if we get Hangman Page, Adam Cole, Okada, and Jay White, that would be a hell of a match to me.
Yeah. Oh.
And so right now, yeah, we have the second gear
Second
crew.
gear crew. Now,
very Bart Gunn looking.
yeah, he's yeah. Last time I saw second gear crew, they were losing to Ali Catch. And oh shoot, I just blanked on her buddy. I know his name. Help me. The other member of Boosie.
What? Boosie, what?
What? Back.
This should definitely deliver, though. This is some big beefy boys slapping meat in the ring. So
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be your high flyer, everybody does a flip to the outside. This is gonna be everybody's getting suplexed, everybody's getting clotheslined.
Have a good night, doctor, and yeah, come on back now. I want to see Bobby Lashley versus Cena again.
Not babyface Lashley. If they did the almighty shit, I'm blanking on the stable name with him, MVP Cedric, and
Hurt Business.
Hurt Business. If they did a Hurt Business Bobby Lashley versus Cena, I would be down for that.
Man, I watched a little snippet of the Table for Three when they were talking about the Hurt Business, and Lashley spoke about it so well and what it meant to him and why he wanted to do it that way and da-da-da-da-da. And I was listening to this man speak, and I was like, fuck, all you guys had to, like, that's money, like gold, print the money with this. And it's really unfortunate that they botched that whole angle. And I know that wasn't our point at all, but you got me on the side topic of.
Oh, no, I very much agree with that. That should have been, that re-elevated, that re-established Bobby Lashley's whole career. That forever put him on a different tier. He was always that smiley Bobby who was just this big muscular guy. That made him look like, no, I like how he did in Impact, to where I should be the top guy here. I'm a stud. I'm the star athlete. People want to be me. And it was great. And that they just threw it away for now. We've got Omos and MVP.
Man, I hate those fake ass punches sometimes. Sorry, we got a melee to start the show where they just start petting each other. I don't care for it. I don't like.
You have such smooth skin. Is it Olay?
Especially in GCW, should they not be throwing them in stiff and clip in like it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is already a little bit out there that all six men are just having at each other inside the ring.
Yeah, no, I don't mind the melee.
No, nothing.
You know, you're
clothesline to the outside.
Everybody's gone. You know, it's supposed to be hard.
Still wrestling with his headphones on, with his like Beats headphones on.
Right? Yo, he must have more money than I do. I'm risking breaking that shit. Through the legs, Dopey! Oh, that looked.
Oh, did they catch him? I think they were supposed to catch him and kind of didn't.
I didn't like that. Spot. I didn't like that spot. Sorry, folks. Not to be critical.
Yeah. Oh, and now we're gonna get the Sabu style spot. He messed that all the way up. If you're gonna go for it, bud. Don't sit there and just half-ass throw yourself over.
Now Jimmy Lloyd has a chair. What does this mean? Oh. Yeah, that's all. If you're gonna be like a top, if this is the grunge side of wrestling, you got to throw in some stiff shots. You got to make that melee look like you guys are going.
Yeah, if you're gonna go for it, unfortunately. Wow! Back to back. And he just no sells it. Oh my god!
I didn't no sell that shit.
Potato. Top to double top rope chair shots to the head. He no sells it into a standing concerto. Like that man should be done for the match. But I'm sure give it 30 seconds and he'll pop up, hit 10 flips, and be great.
Right?
Clothesline from hell.
Man, I do miss New Jack. Yes.
Yeah, it was interesting to see during that the
Oh shit.
Stadium Stampede match.
Yeah.
Wow. So where they kept playing a Wild Thing as almost like a tribute to New Jack of how his music, Natural Born Killers, would end up playing through pretty much most of his whole match.
I admit I didn't know that till after the fact till we talked about it.
No,
But
same. We were watching it live,
I
and I
didn't
didn't
connect
know that
that
until
dot.
people were pointing it afterwards.
Now that might just be a coincidence.
Yeah, true. Could be. It's a nice story either way, but if they just kind of fell into it, then they fell into it.
No, I mean New Jack was a character. I mean, as far as wrestling goes, and I mean, I don't know if you guys it was Beyond the Mat. I mean, where I really, oh shit, like you kind of learn a little more about New Jack. But I mean, we all know his stories. We all know his crazy moments. We all know the history and like shit. You legitimately tried to kill a man in the ring, and we talk about all the outside the ring shit that happened. But yeah, the man was a character. Nobody likes to see anybody pass before their time, but some guys burn bright and burn hot and burn out.
Yeah, absolutely. Go back and watch the dark side of the ring on him. That was done, I think, really well. New Jack has never been a perfect human being. He very much has, and we've got another door getting thrown in, folks. Two doors actually. This one's spray painted.
Yeah.
But New Jack's had his trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day, he very much gave it all in the ring. He gave it all to this craft and for our entertainment. And he's always going to be part of my childhood. I grew up watching him on ECW, and I didn't know too much about the stuff that he did in Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Yeah,
and seeing that was really good and really interesting to see.
Woo!
Yeah. So
I would love to see something like that, like New Jack and the crew to come out in 2022 and walk on a wrestling show or any other show and pull some of the shit they pulled back then.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I wish they would do with like Eddie Kingston. They could do that with Eddie Kingston, Homicide, and LAX.
Right.
Or Pride and Powerful. Sorry, because can't use LAX because of trademark.
Yeah,
but that whole style fits perfectly. But yeah, the stuff that they did and just for that era, the amount of heat that they got to where there was literal riots. They had to beef up security. All of that was just crazy to see happen.
The comment here, in Die Behind the Wheel says it's bad enough that they're forcing Roman Reigns down our throat. Roman Reigns wins again, but I don't feel like, am I wrong to feel like I don't feel like Roman's being shoved down my throat? I feel like, where's Roman? Because this show sucks.
Right. It's Roman has firmly established himself finally as the top guy, the top draw. He is solely at that spot of you want him on every card. You have major networks competing for if he's going to be on their show or not and who has rights to him.
Dragon Screw.
Oh, Dragon Screw out of the turnbuckle. And he just gets a chair thrown at his head. But yeah, Roman is not shoved down her throat. I think people are kind of souring or turning potentially on Roman because he doesn't have good enough challenges. So he has to do that Brock schedule of he has nothing really waiting for him until The Rock at Mania.
Yeah, I mean, that becomes the dilemma, Nick, is that it's not really his fault that the company doesn't have anyone around him, right? It's like it's like, back in the day, Gretzky goes to LA and he's like, oh, great, I'm awesome. Whew, just going to take a minute, eh? That's kind of what it's like. Like, you got to give him some supporting cast. And, I know the comment here about Balor, but highly.
You saw that in Extreme Rules, and then the top rope snapped, and he just kind of fell.
The dumbest shit.
The ghost of Mania Past came and bit Finn in the ass, apparently.
The dumbest shit ever. Nobody explained it. Nobody wanted.
It was the last attack from Sister Abigail. That's what I'll chop it to.
There you go.
It was Sister Abigail finally getting the last bit of revenge on Demon Finn after that stupid fucking promo to where it was just Bray and makeup and a dowel draped over his head and Finn with the fucking pumpkin face paint. Oh, that suplex was stiff as a mother. Oh, and frog splash. Two.
No,
everybody in the ring, and then they break it up. These doors keep popping out of the turnbuckles because they're like two narrow and long to that they don't wedge in there right.
Well, in addition to that, usually you don't set up the tables in the corners when you got 6.
Yeah, I'm just still gonna have a match for another 20 minutes. Oh!
We forgot about that one.
Yeah, did that have like a picture like
number
Steve
2
or something on it?
Little Albert just drills him.
Oh, one. Oh.
Wow.
Bridging suplex.
We got a win with a bridging suplex.
That was interesting. That match picked up really quick and just didn't let off the gas.
And then just ended. It literally hit a wall, like just.
Yeah, it's just everybody going down. Everybody going down.
Just, how do you take multiple chair shots and table shots and then lose to a fisherman suplex?
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like I even said, how do you start off the match with double off the top rope chair shots to the head and then a standing concerto, and then you're still good to get up and end up going through a table, 2 minutes later in the match? Like, no, people that have that happen to them get stretchered out.
Mm-hmm.
So how have you felt so far about tonight? The first match started off great. We kind of, I feel like, hit a little bit of a lull with the Janela match. The Janela match was all right until we had.
I love the Janela match. I'm sorry. First time I've ever
said around the ring and around the barrier just kind of killed it for me.
No, I'm taking it. I'm happy. It's stupid.
Well,
it was over top. It was over top enough that I was okay with it. You didn't half-ass it. You went all the way over the top. Fine.
One of those so bad it's good type deal.
Oh shit! I forget they do this shit.
So we're getting a 15-minute intermission.
Oh
yeah. So folks,
Caroline. All right.
That caught us the fuck off guard.
It was like the night they did they had the Briscoes scaffold match. And they were literally off air for a solid 22 minutes where they set all this shit up. And we're like, what are they doing? Is the show over? They come back on and there's platforms everywhere. And you're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, no, it's just we don't want to show, how the sausage is made. So we've got to set some crazy shit up here for a minute.
And they don't do backstage snippets and shit.
Yeah, they don't have the forced, we're short on time, or here we got to get some filler. Right. Here, Shane, cut this sweaty ass promo right now.
Well, you think that last match could have gone for another 5 minutes and we only get a 10 minute.
Oh, yeah, break. that match. But I think that, like we were just talking about, is that match just started off so hot and heavy that it shouldn't have been much longer than a couple minutes like it was. It was a good match overall. It was a little too much of just taking a crazy spot, and then you, like you said, you lose to a fisherman suplex. Like, I know Mr. Perfect used to beat everybody with that move, but this is 2022.
That's true. The Perfect Plex. Man, I missed that. Hope the Radar Superstar. I'm assuming that's a typo. A new faction versus Judgment Day. I imagine that's what's happening, Nick. Is that a fair assumption that Edge is going to come back, look for vindication against them?
Oh, I think he's going to go back against Finn for sure. With a new faction, I don't think so. I think that was in part. No, I think it's going to be just Edge. Because who else would you put with him right now? I think it's more of Cody went down. We need a new babyface on Raw. So Edge, hey, I know you do a good babyface and you can go great either way. Guess what? And if it does have to play into that whole supernatural bit of, hey, we want this Judgment Day to have a supernatural element to it, and Edge is like, not a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really don't. I really don't think. I really don't think they did the right thing with any of this. And even if Edge was apprehensive about taking the story in the direction they should have, trust the veteran. Trust the Hall of Famer. I was the biggest critic of Judgment Day, and then they fucked it up, and I was kind of like mad, which made no sense because I didn't like them to begin with. But I was disappointed because they were Edge was grinding every week. He was coming out and digging in and digging in. You didn't feel like he was half-assing it. He got his fucking haircut. They added Rhea Ripley, and you're like, okay, this is getting good. A new member, a countdown clock. Here we go. And then he shows up, and you're like, shit, what happened?
Right. What happened? It's you saw them actually caring and actually trying to put in a good bit of effort. Like they got that whole new Titantron that actually I kind of dig. They very much were doing that. The black and purple theme, it was just kind of working, and then they just were like, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, then the bigger pile of shit of the whole thing, man, is they don't even come out with, oh, look, Finn, the new leader, and he stands up and says, I'm Finn Balor, and let me remind everybody I kick ass. No, we didn't get that. It was like, we all run this together, and how you doing? You're doing good? Okay. We're all in charge? Okay. They have no faith in the guy they replaced him with.
Yeah, and that's the sad part is that Finn could be so much more, especially if you're going to do the whole demon thing and they're going to go that supernatural route. If that's what they're really going to do, you could do the he can't control the demon when it comes out and just go that whole spook. Like,
that's
Finn can pull that off. They just actually need to have some faith in him.
Yeah. Right? Give him that super, like, when you start dicking with them, like, you get glimpses of the demon. Like, it's a threat at any point. Like, why do they respect this guy? Because he turns into that guy, and nobody wants to mess with that guy.
Exactly. Make it a little bit of that fiendish part to where, you have Finn say he's cutting a backstage promo and he starts to get pissed off and it cuts to him painted up as the demon for a quick second and cuts right back. Like you said, just hint at that a little bit of that. He just snaps and the demon comes out. This is the man that they had as the first Universal Champion. And it feels like ever since he got injured in that match, they've just kept losing more and more faith in him.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes with the smaller guys, once they get an injury or two, Vince instantly see, can't do nothing with the little guys. Fragile. Listen, we all know what Finn can do. We all know what Finn was as an NXT champion. We all know what Finn did in New Japan. We all knew how excited we were. Holy shit, Prince Devitt is signed with NXT. What does this mean? And it meant good shit, dude. It meant he was going to come in and give you 5, alarm blaze matches and deliver. And then every once in a while, give us a really fucking stellar entrance with the demon and come out having a really good match as the demon and generally be undefeated as the demon. And then you fuck that up. And then we go back into, man, it's literally, we all know what, and I think we've been chomping at it. When he went back down to NXT, we were like, finally, okay, fuck. All right, now what are we going to do?
Yeah, he had a good run for a bit in NXT. And did he get injured again, or was it a visa issue? I know he had a little bit of an issue, I think, there. And that's what led to them getting it feeling stale and stagnant with him. Of they just keep kind of getting behind him. And then for whatever reason, they just instantly, the second that something may not, just Vince gets a hair across his ass, and then they just back out of it.
Hair across his ass. I like that. Yo, JV, what is up, buddy? Damien's looking forward to the Briscoes and the Good Brothers tomorrow. I am. I think the apprehension, sometimes people aren't really thrilled about the Good Brothers, but they can go. I think it'll be a good match.
I'm looking forward to any match that the Briscoes are in. The Briscoes could be fighting 2 freaking broomsticks, and I would still want to watch that match.
Some love for JV. I read that. My question was, what did TNA get in return for the whole Mickie James deal? Because depending on what it was, they could have had the Good Brothers or help AJ. I honestly think they said, you know what? Here's a couple months worth of your bills. Lend us this lady for a night. And I think that's what the deal was. I don't think there was any moving parts.
Maybe. I think you could see it with, like, say, someone like Abyss or Petey Williams, like we've talked about, agents right now, that could go down there and work a match and just kind of get that little bit of a pop. Because yes, it was a big thing because WWE finally acknowledged that there's someone outside of just them. So it was good to see Mickie James show up in the Royal Rumble. And they did, like I said, it was the first time that WWE acknowledged, truthfully, outside of, I think, Kurt Angle randomly once saying, oh, it was with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn when they were paired together of, oh, I know TNA's hiring. But I don't think that you're not going to get like an AJ Styles shows back up in Impact and, you know, helps the Good Brothers beat the Briscoes or something like that. You're going to get just, like I said, an Abyss, which would be a great get for Impact to have come back and compete in the Honor No More versus the Impact Originals tag match. I know we already had Nick Aldis announced for that, which I think he's great. I mean, in NWA, he's completely rewritten his career. He made the 10 pounds of gold actually super relevant again. If there's a man who's put a company on its back, it's Nick Aldis in NWA. But yeah, back to the whole deal with Mickie James and what Impact would get out of that deal with her showing up in the Royal Rumble for WWE. I think they just get one or two, like they get somebody that they just have as an agent that they don't use on screen that means a lot to Impact, but doesn't mean anything to WWE. And some people might not even know that they work for WWE. I think that's really kind of the deal that we get out of that. The reason no one can get over is because Vince doesn't want anyone getting over and possibly overshadowing Roman. You're right to a point. I don't think WWE wants anyone getting over solely as an individual. I think they want the company as a whole to get over. They want to sell the brand of WWE. They don't want to sell superstars specifically. As far as no one getting or anyone overshadowing Roman, I don't, honestly. You guys can let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. But I don't see anyone in WWE right now, and that's including Cody, that could really get themselves into that spot to where they could overshadow Roman. I think Roman, as much as you may or may not like the initial push that he got when he first came out, it was a little bit, it soured like Rocky Maivia of he got the boos and the hatred in getting pushed as a babyface. But I think right now he's very much hit his stride as a performer, as a character, just as an athlete, a competitor. Like it's very much in that. I know it's going to be an easy comparison because they're related, and that's the speculation of the match for WrestleMania this year. But it's very comparable to The Rock. Of, like I said, he came out that Rocky Maivia doesn't really, work as a babyface, but we're going to keep going with him, even though the crowd's booing him and we hate Roman, and just no matter what this man does, boo, boo. Even The Rock raising his hand at the Royal Rumble, he got thrown off by everybody booing Roman winning. But now I think he's really coming to that. He's just a complete character. It's me and KJ have talked about it, and I know we've talked about it with some of you guys in the chat of that. When Roman's not on WWE, it feels like it's missing that little bit. And that's still with everybody else there right now. That's still with Cody there. That's still with Seth there. That's still with Drew there. The only other person to return right now has been Brock. And that's obviously because Vince has his whole scandal going on. But there's no one in WWE that honestly really could overshadow Roman, no matter how much they push them. So that's my thought on it. I'd love to see Big Cass in AEW or WWE again. Yeah, I'm interested to see where he ends up now that he is done with Impact. I was surprised to even see that happen. I think that might have correlated with him showing up in the MJF Wardlow storyline for a match in AEW. I think right now he's in the best position because he can kind of put them against each other. He would work great in either company. WWE could use a giant big man who can talk. He already kind of knows the WWE style, obviously from being there through NXT and going on his whole run with Enzo. And they wanted to push him initially as a single star when they split him and Enzo up, and Enzo did his 205 Live stuff. So they could do that again. But this time he's got a much better character and much more developed around him. But AEW has already brought him in. He kind of knows how that company works, obviously, with doing a match for them. So there is that always appeal, just to still kind of be able to do what you want to do. Like, he could go to AEW and still, if he wanted to pop into Impact or pop into GCW like we're watching tonight, or pop into the NWA, he could do that still while being under contract for AEW. I'm loving Enzo Amore's run in MLW. It's been good. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I try and watch a little MLW here and there when I can. It's nice that they kind of just put their whole show right on YouTube. So I really try and pay attention to guys like Alex Hammerstone, Jacob Fatu. I'm a big fan of. I believe James Storm might be with them. But yeah, to see Enzo kind of go through everything that he went through, I've always been a fan of him on the mic. I will always give that man credit. Even that the pop that you heard, that the crowd response, how everybody knew every line of everything he was saying when they came out the night on the Raw after WrestleMania, that was just electric. So he definitely has a talent. I'm glad that he kind of was able to pull himself together. And I know the allegations were unfounded, but it did very much tarnish his career. His kind of backstage antics have kind of tarnished him a little bit. But it is nice to see, like I said, him kind of come out on that other end of the tunnel. Even Dixie Carter is going to show up tomorrow at Slammiversary. I really hope she doesn't show up unless she's getting put through a table. I'm so sick of Dixie Carter. I never want to see that woman again. She has absolute 100% go away heat with me. I feel like she has no idea what she's doing in the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
It was doing in the wrestling business.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how certain people end up in the fucking wrestling business doing shit, Nick.
She deserves to be sitting in the crowd with them because she's a fucking mark.
Yeah, right? Am I like crazy, or is this timer like sketching
I feel like
out?
it keeps gaining time.
Like it refusing to get to zero.
This is the song that never
right? They're like, no, 1 more minute. 1 more minute.
Sorry, shit. We needed to plug this in. Did you check the lights? Damn it, Tony.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you answered any of these questions, but Michael.
Yeah, I did. Go ahead. Your turn.
My question was, what did TNA get in return? Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything. It could have been money. It could have been a couple developmental guys that we didn't know were there. It could have been anything.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll go ahead.
We're finally back.
Yeah, finally.
The reason
15 minutes later.
Got that one. I love to see Big Cass. I think that might happen. Yes! Effie. That's who I couldn't remember earlier. Son of a bitch. Poor Effie.
Oh, we're getting Effie right now?
Listen. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty happy right now. I'm such a huge fan of Ali, so and it still is a wrestler I'd be a big fan to interview. So super happy to see them coming out, and they're still the champs. They're still the tag champs. Imagine they beat the Briscoes.
Oh no.
Boosie is on the way to the ring. That's
Bussy,
by the way. That's Bussy.
Yeah. Somewhere Jim Cornette is having fucking heart palpitations.
Listen, I'll be honest. Effie versus Minoru Suzuki was entertaining. Yeah, no, I don't know. I like Ali. Let's go. I'd like to interview Ali one day. So, as I
So,
said,
folks, if you are listening, I know someone out there, that's watching, that's either following us on Instagram, Twitter, watching the stream right now. Make that happen.
There we go. Let
I'm
Ali
calling
know.
on the power of the people.
I'm a big fan. Look at Effie in HD. Now they look. Even the announcer's like, "Holy shit, we got HD."
We can afford things.
They said Bussy was coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just double checking if they were advertised for a match. I don't think they are.
I think they're advertised tomorrow.
Well, maybe they get a double dip here. They have a match tonight and tomorrow.
There's an open challenge.
Oh, who do we get, folks? Leave your guesses in the comments.
Oh, right, lights out. Lights
it's
out.
Webb.
It's Dixie Carter and Jeff Jarrett.
No, fuck off. Webb. See, it's red. It's Webb. CJ, where are you?
It's Wyndham. No, it's the circus.
It's
the main event. All right. The fans are happy about it. I'm not sure how pumped I am right at the moment, but
well, I mean, fitting with the whole Carney side at times of this show.
Well, I
now have literal circus people in the ring.
As a guy who has a fondness for lions, I'm kind of partial here, but I mean, sorry.
Yeah, like I said, we have literal circus people right now. Not like of all, this is when you could have
it's their debut.
Debuted somebody, had somebody come out, and this is what we have.
Now,
what's that?
Sorry, is Dixie announced for tomorrow?
I hope the hell not.
Negative Big Nick. Daniel Bryan could have overshadowed him. That is why they held him back.
Could have. He is not with AEW or not with WWE anymore. I'm talking about current product. Who do you think, KJ, right now could overshadow Roman Reigns if done right?
There's one person. There's only one person.
Who? Cody?
No. Cody, maybe. I mean, I'm really surprised with the fanfare, the love, the level that Cody's hit. I will say I was worried that I don't know how Cody's going to fit into all this and if it would make sense and if anybody would really care. And you know what? I was wrong. There was a lot more love and appreciation and happiness. And I'm shocked. Anyway, he's over. To me, it's Brock. That's why Brock's here. He's the only guy that has enough momentum, enough stature that you're like, oh shit, who cares about Roman? There's Brock, and that's it. I mean, no one else.
I think you had that when he came back for the match at Mania, but now that we've already seen that, I feel like he's diminished a little bit of like, all right, well, he already beat you for the championship.
Yes.
So now, all right, you're just gonna keep bugging him.
There you go. Yeah, no, I mean, but Drew McIntyre doesn't do it.
No. Anybody that's there right now has already had the chance and hasn't done it.
But I know as much as we say, shit, here comes Brock Roman again, the fans are like, oh my God, it's fucking Brock, it's Brock, it's Brock. That's the big deal.
Right. Well, and even then, that's still, so then you have to pull on a legend. Like, so obviously if like, say, Stone Cold came back, he could probably outshine Roman. Just simply off nostalgia pop alone.
They just banged this guy's head.
That was some hip gyration and a thrust, and then now we have a drop toe hold into a low blow or a face crack, or
then
now the double. Is that called a P trigger?
The P trigger. Oh my God. Amen.
That's the only way I could think of that.
The P trigger.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
For those who are watching, who aren't seeing the live event and just listening to our commentary. That was a double pelvic thrust to the faces.
Yeah.
The lion went
Through the hula hoop, front
Hula,
flip, and
hula
basically
hoop.
landed on his feet.
Hula hula hoop.
But yeah, the double pelvic thrust.
Catch.
Oh,
Taking the backdrop on the apron. Oh, Lord.
The vintage horn. Oh, and a splash on top of it.
Ali with a kick out.
That was a suggestive pin.
Yeah, get out, my lady.
Being mounted by a lion, literally.
Rawr.
That's what you call a mountain lion.
It's getting late on Saturday, folks. Stay tuned.
This is a feel-good Saturday.
Oh, God. I want to see Richard Holiday versus Hammerstone for MLW World Championship. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I mean, shit. And Hammerstone's as hot as somebody kind of underground as can be right now. I mean, he's had a really good little stretch here where a lot of people are talking about why is he not elsewhere.
Yeah, him and Jacob Fatu are both guys that I feel are very WWE ready and should already, if not signed to WWE, at least they should be on WWE's radar.
Well, I think WWE is a little cautious about what they do around the MLW world.
Yeah, well, there's that whole lawsuit. So yeah,
right, man. But yeah, no, Jacob Fatu. Like, how nice would it be? They don't know what to do with Brock. Brock's driving them nuts, and a guy like Jacob Fatu comes out and kicks Brock in the face.
Or even you have Roman versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'd believe that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Ali's in the ring.
Crotch drop. Just
how do you sign up to wrestle
on Cannonball? What's that?
Nick, I need a tag team partner. We can lose to Boosie.
Yeah, I might be willing to take a stink face or two there. Or at least the booty slam.
This one's for KJ. It was Drew Gulak dropping dime on Vince McMahon.
Nah. Nick Khan. It was the con man. It was Khan all along.
Yeah, man. It would be funny if it was Gulak. I was like, was it Tony Khan who was like got some dirt from one of these ex-signees?
Vince, do you think it's Drew Gulak while he's sitting there having to be the backstage interview like this motherfucker Vince fucking making me gonna be I was a fucking Evolve champion and now you're gonna make me be I'm gonna send your goddamn email out.
I wrestled Daniel Bryan, damn it.
Right, god damn it. You're gonna have me tap out to Charlotte Flair and then be a backstage interview, you son of a bitch. I'll get you. Handspring into Gurney.
I'm sure if Bray came back, it would end up there with Roman.
Yeah,
because that's where you make the impact. That's where you're going to pay. That's where you're going to make the bank on it, right?
Absolutely. Wherever Bray goes, he instantly needs to be in the top act, the top main event.
I've been waiting for the end of a pay-per-view where I thought, Page one of the nights, or we'll see coming up. Maybe it was a Punk angle, but that's on hold. But, whether it was AEW or WWE, it would be that kind of moment of like, the end of a pay-per-view, the champion celebrating, lights out, bang. That's how we go off the air of like, oh, shit.
Right. Yeah, I think we get, if it was, say, a Punk, he's celebrating there, winning the championship. All of a sudden, lights come out or cut out, and then you just hear, let me in. And then his lights come back on. Nobody knows what happened. And then they just they slow tease that.
Yeah, why not? Well, I still thought the Rumble would have been the best shit ever because so much speculation, not really sure.
Right.
That was like the laziest 619 I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Lion salt, go figure.
Lion salt onto the knees.
Yeah. Also, wow, are they gonna lose?
Frog splash. Wow. Allie just getting the ever-loving bejesus beat out of her.
She's tough as nails, man.
Oh, well, she's the only female in this match, and I like that GCW is willing to do like the intergender wrestling.
Well, at one point I interviewed essentially the top wrestler, period, in Finland, and
really,
she's awesome, and Regina, and they're her
again. I'm trying to make fetch work,
and legitimately over there they don't have class, like it's just wrestlers. Right?
That's cool. To where like you could have like how Tessa Blanchard went for the Impact World Championship, or we've talked about how Jordan Grace, she should absolutely go on like a world title run. Rough Rider
3.
Oh, 3. So Bussy wins. They retain their tag championships.
There you go. A bit of a tandem finisher. And Effie and Ali Catch remain GCW Tag Team Champions. Was not slated to be a thing tonight. And open challenge main event. I think that's what they were called. The Lion and his trainer have lost.
That was it was an interesting match. I'll give it that.
Oh, someone give the cameraman a raise. The show's been good. It's been the train wreck you expect. There's been doors broken and botches and mostly Jack Evans landing on his face. But it's
had its trials and its tribulations. It's had its ups, its downs, its high points, its low points.
That's kind of the evolution of it. And Nick, you and I both being ECW fans back in the day, and you knew like when ECW first hit the scene, it was just chaos. It was just shit everywhere. But then as it got popular and some other names got in there, I'm not saying it stepped away from the chaos, but there was good wrestling they got more good wrestling mixed into that chaos. And that's kind of what's happening with GCW is you watch it and you get good wrestling in there. There is good matches, good technicians.
Right. It very much reminds me of if you've ever watched the first pay-per-view that ECW ever did, to where they were even struggling to get it on pay-per-view, to where the final match was
here we go.
The championship. What we got now?
The main event.
Really? Main event already?
Yeah, man. Almost just over 2.5 hours.
I'm just looking over the card right. Oh, okay. So that would be the only thing.
Tony Deppen coming out to We Built This City, which as a child played so often in my father's conversion van, I fucking loathed it. Dad, flip the tape over, please.
Change, please. Something, anything. So, who do you have in this one?
Oh, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. GCW has been an interesting place because Moxley hasn't been on these doorsteps quite very often as of late. So, shit, man, you got a neat angle here. And you kind of got me thinking about Deppen stealing this. I'm going to go Moxley just because I think you're going to go Deppen.
Yeah, I'll go Deppen just for this one, just because I like I was saying before, that this is on the road to Forbidden Door.
Moxley taking a loss going into Forbidden Door.
But it's on GCW. Do you think that AEW really knows how many people are going to
no, I don't think. I think they know that Moxley
makes it a little bit more believable of a New Japan guy could win the AEW championship if their AEW guy just got pinned.
Yeah, sorry. I'm super impressed with the visuals I'm getting out of GCW.
Oh, yeah. This is great, to where they've got the blood splatter and dripping down with Mox right behind it.
I can speak, like, I legitimately have watched the growth of GCW over the last 8 months. and it's crazy to see Moxley not coming in through the crowd.
Yeah. Is he still coming out to Wild Thing? I can't quite hear it. I don't know if I'm just hearing, you know.
No, he's coming out to, what do you call it?
But either way, this is going to be a hell of a match. I'm nervous to see, like I was saying, of if you were Tony Khan, would you really want your guy who's about to be in the main event or one of your biggest pay-per-views fighting in this type of match in this type of company right now? Like a week or two away from the biggest pay-per-view of all time.
I heard you say that when I stepped away there for a second, Nick. You were talking about that same concept. And yeah, to your point, with everybody dropping like flies, do you really want to you want your market? What happens? What happens if he blows a knee? Knock on wood, no ill will.
Yeah, no, you already did it with Jack Evans. Knock on some goddamn wood.
Right, I forgot for poor Jack. Jack fucked himself up. But if he was to get hurt and can't go to Forbidden Door, then what? Now everyone's gonna say, well, there's no guys, don't worry. But I mean, it's like it was supposed to be Punk. Now it's supposed to be Moxley. Now it's supposed to be. It's a risk.
Right. How many times do you change it up before it starts to just ultimately diminish in value?
I'm sure somewhere in there's some type of obligation or legality or some type of Mox has, Mox has the belt. Maybe that's why he loses. Maybe Ospreay has something to do with him losing. I don't know what to tell you, sir. But we're about to find out in the main event. Jon Moxley, Tony Deppen, GCW Championship is on the line, and we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. Just to remind everybody out there, that is the troublemaker. That is the troublemaker. The mouth of my south. Wait, what?
Yeah, your south. Pause. We just watched Bussy. You don't need to be talking about me being south of you or nothing like that.
Yeah, see, that's who I blame. But that is my buddy, my friend, my brother, Big Nick Heyman.
Brother from another mother.
Brother from a different mother. And if you guys didn't know, I am KJ White. I am here every night. I am the Iron Man of YouTube, whether I'm on screen or behind scenes. I do not stop. This channel does not stop. We are rocking and rolling. We just eclipsed 260 subscribers. We are on our 16th week in production. It's been a ride. It's been a ride, Nick.
Oh, yeah. This is big.
Wow. Shit.
Walks up, flips him off, and just Moxley slaps the shit out of him.
I like that shit. Let's do that. That feel. I like it.
Right. Moxley's sitting there like talking to himself, getting himself hyped up in the corner. He just walks up, flips him off, so Moxley just smacks the fucking. He Will Smith the shit out of his face.
I see Renee's been playing with Moxley's pants.
Yeah, somebody got a embroidery machine.
Hard to be the crazy wild guy when you got your name on your phone. Just rip jeans, bro. Just rip jeans.
Mom, did you pack my lunch?
What's the difference between Jon Moxley's finisher and AEW and his finisher in WWE? Is there similarities? In AEW, it's become a suplex. It's become a hook.
Yeah, suplex. A little bit. That's more of just what it is. It's the same type of thing. It's just technically they have to call it.
The paradigm shift was really was a hooked up a DDT more. Like there was less lift, and I feel at times the lift is becoming almost is anticlimactic. I like that. I like pop finishers, right? The RKO, the DDT,
right? The
ones that smash.
Right. That the lift and everything, it's almost like how when Finn went to the 1916.
Yes.
To the reverse version of that. I really liked that move. It's like you said, of the angle that he gets on it to where at times it's halfway in between a DDT and halfway between a suplex that just doesn't look as good as it should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's times where it comes off a little flat because of that, but that looks sloppy as shit. But yeah, that's for me the difference. I like when Finn hits that, but I like when okay, fine, throw him up for the spike DDT, fine. But I think Mox tries to do everything with such an intensity, he gets like that over rotation.
Right.
And I mean, I prefer
don't get me wrong, it has its moments to where it looks impressive as hell, to where it's just like you said, that super big spike, but there's other times to where like gut wrenches in and it's just way too much. just stretching him with the technical
Bro.
wrestling right now.
Putting him in the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Damn, you can imagine.
I think this match gets some time. I think this is going to go for a good bit.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. We're going to get it. They're going to get their money's worth out of Moxley. Everybody knows right now. And listen, straight up, you even watch the numbers on our channel start going up a little bit because people are looking for this and people know they might not have given a shit about Boosie, but they're showing up for Jon Moxley for sure.
Oh, he's very much right now, I would say, in at least the top 10 of professional wrestlers doing it today.
Yeah, and I know some people are going to smash him and blah, 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 blah. And I've debated this. And then Chris, who's one of the members of the family here, big Moxley fan, and I rip on him a lot. I'm like, I don't know about Moxley. He's like, oh, man, you shut up. Like, legitimately, there's moments where I'm like, just be a little more dimensional. I feel you're a little one-dimensional at times. However, to your point, and I think what it is he's kind of like one of the their own, like the indie grudge, not grudge or grunge.
It's how he left WWE. It's the fact that they sat there and tried to do that whole, like, I loved when they did that. We got to test his strength right now, but I love that.
But he's kind of like that indie darling that did good but came home. Like, he still comes home and he he likes his home better than he did liking the Pinnacle.
Just talking down to him while he pins him down. But I like, though, if you remember when they did that sit down interview with the Shield, because they had just kind of gotten back together and they were halfway hinting about with Mox leaving, and he just absolutely didn't want anything to do with it, was just laying it in as a shoot of, I think that's really, he was the first one to kind of pretty much take Vince's offer and just say thanks, but no thanks. So he was the first big one to do that. So I think that's what's endeared him a lot to fans.
Absolutely.
He was the first top former WWE champion that just said thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather bet on myself than bet on you guys.
Tony in his face. This is Smash Mouth out of the gate, and the crowd just lit up with a Tony chant, by the way. If anybody's wondering
just Chop City. I like that they've brought out that this kind of style of
release.
Goodbye. Just turn him inside out. I like, and a 1 count after that. I like, though, that this is brought out that more technical / tenacious style with Moxley versus with the Blackpool Combat Club, versus just him being that I've got to juice every match. Everything's got to involve weapons and furniture and, be that death match style of wrestling.
Yeah, no, it's Marlo, good to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. If you haven't liked, subscribed, shared, please do so. But thank you for joining us. And Marko Stunt did not win. He didn't even come close.
Yeah, like he should. Sorry, not sorry.
No, he got dusted. I mean, the bigger athlete, the stronger athlete, the more polished athlete, the better athlete won.
Right. Now, what do you think, though, about with this, to where it's happened throughout most of the night, but because of the spotlight that they have on the ring, when they go to the back part of the ring, like where the commentary table would be if it was WWE, it's almost pitch black. Like, you almost can't see what's going on. But they keep going back. Oh, transition into the Kata Hajime. Shout out to Taz with the Kata Hajime. Is he going to tap him right now? Is this going to be that match? Yeah.
I'm not
I went full Jody Styles there with the Kata Hajime.
Yeah, it's like the Fujiwara armbar.
Armbar, yeah. Sorry, I went full Excalibur. Don't ever go. I went full Joey Styles. Don't go full Joey Styles.
I must be feeling good on a Saturday night. That came out smooth as shit. Fujiwara. Okay, I got it. I'm surprised I didn't botch it.
Nah, see, you just got that feel good, get right for the Saturday night.
GCW reminds me of CZW and Chikara. Yeah, I think more like it's starting to become a more polished version of those two. Not polished, might be the wrong word, but like a little bit better.
Well, I know I keep mentioning this. Like, I know that I mentioned this about when you were on Dynamite with Ben. Go check out Soul Sessions, our boy Ben. But I always called him kind of the Shang Tsung. But I feel like GCW has kind of become that Shang Tsung of it's sucked up what was left of CZW. It sucked up what was left of Shakara. It sucked up what was left of Evolve. It sucked up what was left of PWG. And it's kind of floating around too with that ECW essence in the air of just, it's like all these really super indie. Some moments are great. Some moments are just meme worthy. Some moments are going to be on Botchamania that looks so painful.
Moxley takes the shoulder drop onto the apron.
Right.
Yeah, see, this is where I get mad at Moxley. He's got to sell that a little more. There you go. Deppen making him sell it a little more.
Well, you got to work the arm. I mean, it's not always the first one that does it. You got to.
I know, but he's been people have criticized him before.
And that's even a bit like what we've talked about. If Moxley has a bit of a weird history, like there was that whole thing with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, I'm there. Are you there?
Oh, don't tell me right now.
Oh, you locked. All right, folks. Damn, can you imagine a Royal Rumble where number 30?
Yep.
Yeah, you moved. You moved. You're back. Maybe. Oh, yelling at us.
Yeah. Sorry.
Royal Rumble where number 30 wins since every else gets eliminated. Number 30 has been announced. Lights turn out and off. Yeah, JV, I always thought it would be cool if there was like 6 or 7 people that left. We joked during the Rumble that if the lights went out and when they came back on, whoever was in the ring was now on the floor and he was in the ring by himself. And
that would be cool.
And then
I don't think you could have just an empty ring and then we're just waiting for number 30 of like a guaranteed.
No. I thought it would have been really cool. Like I thought it would have been cool if there was 6 or 7 guys in the ring and when the lights come on, he's in the middle. That would have been cool enough. Him just standing there and you're like, holy fuck, it's Wyndham. But if every member that was in the ring was on the outside when the lights came back on and he was standing in the middle and it took us all a second to figure out what the fuck, I think that would have been like, great. Let's go.
Right. Well, now if we're talking about Rumble comeback spots and everything, what do you think about now with Cody having the pec issue and could 100%. Be out until at least the Rumble? Do you think he kind of does that Cena spot like we saw when they were at MSG, I believe, and they did the Rumble and he came back and everybody in the whole ring stopped and froze when Cena's music hit? I think we might get something like that with Cody.
Yeah, and I think again, I think my wrestling skepticism is always going, and I'm like, okay, 9 months puts them too late, puts them right between Rumble and Mania. So they tell us 9 months. He shows up in 8. Everybody goes bananas. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that this could be as early as 6 months. So
yeah, I mean, he's
at least isn't showing up for Money in the Bank. We can guarantee that. Shouldn't, hopefully, unless he shows up with now both titties are bruised and just climbs up and gets Money in the Bank with no arms and just pulls it down with his teeth or something. And an American Eagle just flies past him. That's what it is. An American Eagle just swoops down, scoops the Money in the Bank contract for Cody Rhodes and just drops it into him. And he just catches it in his lap and just throws both his, torn pecs on top of it. Oh, and just headbutts in the corner. Wow. Deppen just getting violent right now.
Jon Moxley for the win. I think you and I differ on this one. Deppen's giving him a battle, and we knew he would.
Yeah, I still think this is going to be one of those I think you build a star in Deppen if he just last second guts it out a win over Jon Moxley.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's a hard one. I admire you guys very much. I couldn't have live stream for 7 days a week. I don't know how y'all do it. It takes a team. It takes a family to build a village. So
it takes a small army.
Right. And it's, and when we do it the way we do it, we're still trying to iron out some of the details. We're just in our infancy and we're growing. So I'll be honest with you folks, as kind of the guy that kicked all this shit off. No, I never imagined that we'd be running this hard, this fast, this long. But I think part of it is just like we could be at home or we could be out doing something else, but we have a lot of fun coming on here. We have a lot of fun chatting with the fans. We have a lot of fun talking to each other. So even if y'all didn't show up, we'd probably be sitting here gabbing about what the nonsense we're watching in the ring. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of it. And thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can kind of speak to this in a different angle and everything. Of I was one of the people that
sorry, pile driver. You were one of the people that
was in the chat and everything when you guys had still pretty much just started out, and we just ended up hitting it off. That's why and now I'm on the channel, and like you said, regardless of whether this was going on, we just be chatting. Like this is something I look forward to any night that I'm getting on, is just talking to everybody in the chat. Oh, sleeper.
The sleeper. Stepping that arm.
Wrenching that in. Oh, and he's pulling the hand back, biting the wrist. Is he biting the wrist?
Oh, giving Moxley a taste of his own medicine. Jon Moxley's wrestling.
The elbows. Oh, the north-south elbows just beating him into submission.
Oh, shit. Holy shit.
Wow.
Into a lock.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God, guys.
Oh, Kata Hajime.
Call your friends. Let them know they're missing a match.
Absolutely. This is a bar. This looks so good. This very much looks like that blood sport, the spotlight's just showing on the ring with everything else kind of blacked out behind it. Yes, give me more of this. This is a good change of pace. This is a good rope break. This is a good change of pace from the sports entertainment of WWE.
We need more matches like this, in the sense of one thing I really love. It's not your typical 1, 2, kick out, pause, wait for something. Next thing, 1, 2, kick out, pause. It's like, eat a cutter. Moxley hits a cutter.
Oh, let me try and get on pace with you.
Am I slightly ahead?
Yeah, hold on. You're good. Either way, still, it's awesome. This match is just amazing.
I got both guys laying on the ground right now.
Yeah, that's what I got right now. I just refreshed. But yeah, no, absolutely. This match is just, yes, give me more of this in wrestling. I need
the
more
transition.
Of this for sports entertainment.
Yeah, Nick, to finish that point, like it's a 1-2. The guy kicks out, and when he sits up from the kick out, Tony locks his neck. Now we're in a submission. Then
you're going right from one move to the next.
And now they're in a pin again. Now that Moxley's getting something, like it's a real scuffle.
Right. This feels like an actual fight. Like this is how you would actually be. Like you and I both have brothers. We've had, thrown a little fisticuffs at times in our day.
Yeah, and it's so sloppy.
Right. This is how you would get when you were throwing fisticuffs and you were actually, getting after it.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like it was no MMA looking fight. It was like rolling around the floor, getting caught up in the fucking furniture and
but like even the start. Like the start of this match, though. So when you walk up, flip somebody off, and they slap the shit out of you. Oh, big suplex. Oh, sold. Clothesline. Holy shit!
Back into the armbar. Triangle.
Oh.
What a fucking match.
Wow. I told you this is going to make Tony Deppen as a star right now.
Oh, listen.
Ospreay, yes.
Mm-hmm. I've seen Tony Deppen have some really
just elbows raining down. Sorry.
No, not at all. This is amazing. Now he's stretching his mouth out. Desperation, like when you poke an eye or gouge the face.
Fish hook. Yeah.
Oh, Tony's fucked. Where is Sin Cara wrestling?
Stomping on him. Somebody's got to get juice in this match, I feel like, before it ends.
Sin Cara, is he not down in AAA somewhere doing things?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is it's still oddly enough harder to keep track of because the original Sin Cara that WWE signed was Mystico.
Yeah.
And then what ended up most people know as Sin Cara was
no.
shit. He was another act in WWE.
Yeah.
Oh, Clawbreaker. Tony going up top.
The coup de grace. Tell me when you get the coup de grace.
Yeah, right there.
Two. Then he rolls him again.
Oh, right into a fucking
Sleeper.
chokehold.
The Bulldog Sleeper. Yeah, I'd have to Google what Sin Cara is doing right now.
And just again with the north-south elbows, like that's always. It's so fun. Do you know, I guess, about the history with them of, especially when it comes to like the UFC? Wait,
we're gonna get a stoppage.
The blackout spot of just the ref stoppage. One,
still got a two.
Still got a two.
Still got a two.
I think they're trying to do it.
Still got a two. 1 second, bro. Sorry, completely caught up in this action. I don't know the story behind the north-south.
It's because a lot of the Las Vegas Athletic Commission saw a demonstration to where a martial artist did, how they like break the wood and everything like that with a fucking punch. They did it with a north-south elbow, and so that's the only loss that John Jones has on his record. Oh, big clothesline.
Yeah, that's right. Here it is. See, that's not a DDT.
No, that's a fucking suplex.
There you go. We got a winner.
Wow.
And still, your GCW heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Moxley. World champion, sorry, heavyweight.
Yeah, GCW world champion. But yeah,
that's an old habit.
That was a hell of a match.
That was a great fucking match.
Right. The first match tonight and the last match tonight were amazing.
Moxley fans out there, rejoice. And then when people start shitting on Moxley, you can point out this little barn burner, among other ones you add to his resume. That was a hell of a wrestling match. And again, I want to see more of that realism. Like it's a struggle cuddle. Let's go.
Right. These are supposed to be men actually fighting, actually throwing hands with each other.
Unico.
Hunico, yeah. So that's the thing, is because remember they had Sin Cara Light versus Sin Cara Dark, to where they had the original Sin Cara, who was Mystico, in the light blue gear, and then they had Hunico.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Blake Christian coming out.
Blake Christian with a new attitude, with a chip on his shoulder. And I think he's been around enough. He's ready.
And especially in GCW.
This is a threat, Nick.
Oh, this will be a great match too, though.
I don't think he cares about feelings anymore. I think he only cares about being the best. And we talked about him stepping to everyone. Look at who he stepped to.
Moxley draws a line.
In the stand. That'll be a great match.
The poster.
I'd like to see. Oh, and they're already advertising it.
Right,
so
the people versus GCW.
You'll get Blake Christian versus Jon Moxley for the GCW World Championship.
Guess where I'll be? Guess where Nick will be?
Guess where we'll be. And your ass better be here too.
Right?
Not you, but I see you watching on the interwebs right now.
Yes.
Just the wrestling does not stop. Woo! We've got Slammiversary tomorrow night. We've got Forbidden Door coming up. Now we've got the people of GCW with Jon Moxley versus Blake Christian for the GCW World Championship.
Wow, we are going off the air, man. And to your point, Nick, we will be back here tomorrow. We're looking forward to a long stream. We're looking forward to being on here at 7:30 Eastern time to get the show rolling. We're going to get a reverse battle royal for those who've never seen.
You keep bringing that up, but I feel like you just keep bringing it up, just trying to trigger me on this.
I am. Well, listen, it's a trigger for me. I don't know how I feel about it, but and then yes, we know.
Right.
Hold on 1 second.
I was gonna say, let people know if you want us to just kind of I don't know how Mr. KJ feels, but if we
I'm
want to
gonna
just
hate
carry
you
on
so
this
much
happy
in
little
about
train
3
along, or at
minutes.
least for a little bit.
I'm gonna hate you so much in about 3 minutes.
I didn't say nothing.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Mr.
Objection,
Darcy.
hearsay.
By the way, wicked name. Second, yeah, we originally talked about covering AAA. We've covered AAA in the past. We do love covering AAA. We went with GCW tonight just because of time zones and, I mean, to
Because
start
they're
a
in
show.
Tijuana. They're starting at 10 o'clock at night. We live
Right,
in the
late.
Eastern time zone.
Not to make excuses, but geez.
No, not just saying. But at times, we take in a S.A.T ton of wrestling. So sorry, not sorry if at times when international shows want to be up at all hours of the night.
I mean, I wonder.
Hey, you said you're gonna hate me, but you keep bringing it up and you keep flirting.
Well,
with this
I'm
idea.
a sucker for good wrestling, and I mean, I was just.
Were you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? I was just trying to see if any of my usual suspects were kind of showing it right now.
Oh, now you got me looking too.
Right, so
Some bitch.
who's going to win the Atlantic Championship at Forbidden Door? I'm going to put my money on Miro.
I could see that, but I'm hoping, I guess, for with the House of Black to actually kind of come into a bit more relevancy of Malachi Black winning it.
To your point, Nick, they kind of need something.
Right. If they're not going to do the trios belts, they need to have something.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. They've been holding off this trios thing. I think they got all these trios teams ready, and they're dragging. And the rumor is they're dragging for Kenny. They're dragging for Kenny. They're dragging for Kenny. Yeah, it's a tough one, Nick, where maybe now is the time, and Kenny can win it second. Like, I get it. There's sentimentality here, but get over yourselves. We want to be the first. Oh, shit. All right.
Right, cool. All right, moving on.
Well, but the Bucks already got it, belts on their waist. We can give it to the House of Black.
Right, exactly. It's especially they keep kind of getting a push, and it's a bit like that Eddie Kingston thing to where we've got this act and they could be something special, but we kind of just don't know exactly what to do or when to strike right with them because the Young Bucks haven't won in quite a while. Or when's the last time we saw Brandon Cutler on TV? We should probably get him in like 3 segments or something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom. But let us know out there, folks. We rate the shows at the end of the show. GCW, you wouldn't understand. Out of 10, what do you have? What is your rating on this show tonight? If you didn't watch it, what do you think based on what we said? If you did watch it, what did you think? Let us know. Nick, do you have an opinion on this one?
I would say it's definitely a 5 out of 10. It's very much middle of the road. Like I said, the opening match and I guess I'll give you the benefit of the doubt with the Joey Janela match because it kept me talking about it. Right, but I'm saying that those matches were entertaining. The first match and the main event, like the main event that we just watched, was great. But the in between was a little flat, was a little dull, was a little botchy. I mean, we saw Jack Evans basically spike DDT himself, and that's what cost him the match. So it's that up and down you get with the GCW card. It's got its trials, its tribulations, its high points, its low points. So I'm going to say it was right in that middle of the road.
Middle of the road. I'm going to go a little higher than you, than middle of the road. I feel like I liked the Joey Janela match, and I know you're going to bag on the old that they did. But me, it's a special spot pop kind of thing. I'll take it. Shit. I'm gonna just the main event was super good. The chaos was good. I got Ali Catch defending her title with Effie. Overall, I mean, you know what? I'll give it a 6.5.
Yeah, you're a little rich for my blood with that one.
It's Saturday night and I'm feeling good, and I'm giving GCW.
Everybody, your score instantly goes up by 1.5 stars if it's on a Saturday night.
Right? It's like the Superdome clause in the ratings. You get extra points if you did it in the Superdome. So you do it on a Saturday night, you're probably going to get extra marks from me because I'm feeling fucking good. Deal with it.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling, folks. We're still on. Let us know what you think. I know there's a lot of people poking in right now, and we'll figure this out.
Yeah, we're still dealing with the after effects from GCW. Still kind of, AAA is going on. Still kind of poking an eye at that. There is just a ton of wrestling, like KJ's talked about. Normally the weekends we'd pop in with the news, if there's a show happening, but it seems like lately there is just so much wrestling, so much just news, chaos, just compelling stuff going on in wrestling right now that we're here 7 days a week. If there is something going on in pro wrestling, we are here for it.
That's it, folks. And I mean, yeah, we might not get to all the wrestling, but I guarantee there's not many out there getting to as much as we are. So we have a lot of fun doing these shows, and we literally, I mean, shit, we did 38 hours in 3 days for WrestleMania. So tune in and don't forget that you never know when you're going to get a random marathon from us.
Right.
And right now we're, flirting with it. I really want to see what happens here.
I mean, you just say the word, big dog. 50-50.
I kind of want to do that sleep thing. And
right. I know. I get it entirely. Trust me. Me needs with sleeps. But yeah, no, let us know your ratings in the thing. We were about a point and a half difference between us two. So let us know what you thought about it. Because it was an interesting show. It's you get what you expect with GCW. Like I said, it's very much a palate cleanser. It's not. It's sport.
But that opening, that opening match was crazy. Lots of spots, lots of movement, lots of pace, and then like I said, I mean, there was stuff in there that was half decent. There was a bit of a lull. I didn't really care for the Marko Stunt match because even against Slamovich, you didn't, he does like an enziguri and it looks like shit, or he does a kick up and it looks like shit. And I don't want to pick on Marko. Like I said, he's done more in wrestling than I ever will. But I just didn't like it. I didn't care for it. There was a couple lulls in there. The Lucha match was good. The 6-man was decent. Jack Evans fucked up his own match. That's kind of hit. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'll give it a bit of an extra rub just because I really, really, really enjoyed the Tony Deppen, Jon Moxley match to end that show. Gave it a little bonus rub there for me. I might have given it a 5.5 and then an extra point for that.
Well, even shit, I just realized I forgot about the Homicide Reefer match. That was a great match as well. Yeah.
So there was more good than bad. So
so I guess I'll meet you halfway and I'll go a 6 out of 10.
You go 6. I still got the little bonus half mark.
You got the half a point.
I'm like that dick on Price is Right.
Right.
I
believe it is $379, Bob. All right, Janice, what do you think? I think it's $378, Bob. Actual retail price $377. Fuck.
All right, let's see what I have happening in my life. Azteca TV. That's not happening. Son of a bitch. And they promised this time. Last time I watched Triple Mania on here, I watched it in Spanish.
In Espanol, yeah. We might need my friend there, Datila from the Rangers of Wrestling to be our translator if that's how this ends up being. to watching Triple Mania in Espanol, because I'm sorry, I'm from New York and New Hampshire. I'm from the New England area, the Northeast area. I do not speak a lot of Spanish.
You're buddy. I'm a tick a little north there, and yeah, no,
Yeah.
I barely can. I can barely understand French, and that's fucking hell.
Oh, come on, you're not KO with the French Canadian, the Quebecois accent.
I mean, bits and pieces. Enough to know when I'm being told to go shag myself.
Enough when you're getting told off.
There you go.
Yeah, sí, yo habla español. See, I can do the little pop-in phrases like muchos gracias, mucho cerveza, por favor. That's all I need to know.
I had been in Mexico not too long ago, so I do pick up some words, but again, they're not really usable here. I had the Moxley match on. You had the Moxley match on. Hogan, thank you for being here. By the way, I'm trying to find a way to watch AAA, as are we. I mean, we have a way, but I'm just trying to be lazy about it.
Are we gonna do it?
No, I don't know. I'm still just talking, man.
Right now, it's still feeling it out here.
I'm feeling it out. Feeling out the room.
You feel it out. I'll pop off here and we'll fill it out. And if you end up sending it off before I come back, then you know.
Oh, is that how we're gonna do this? Oh well, I would have done it.
Well, no, absolutely. I mean, I've made my feelings about this. I mean, but it's also this is a dual partnership, and it's also at times, like I said, I'm torn of I need my sleeps, but at the same time, I'm halfway feeling it tonight. I mean, that last match kind of got me very much that pulled me back into being in a wrestling mood and a wrestling vibe. That middle of the card kind of was a little bit of a letdown, a little bit of a drag. Up until we got into Homicide and Reefer. And that kind of perked me back up. And then that last match with Deppen and Moxley just really got me back. Okay, I got some energy back going now.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, I mean, that was a hell of a match. And I mean, it definitely gave a spark. It was definitely fun to kind of dig into, but I enjoyed the night. I mean, I know you assume if you see the ratings of like 5, 6, it wasn't that great. It was a good night. And I mean, you take out of it what you need to take out of it. It's really hard to say, well, that sucked. And it didn't. I was entertained. Even the shit stuff
you were entertained. Even if it wasn't exactly your cup of tea, you were entertained.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's funny because I was even kind of complimenting Jack Evans. Looks like he's put on a little bit of weight. Looks like he's moving around pretty well. I mean, the transitions are pretty nice.
Got himself a new haircut.
Never mind. It's still Jack Evans.
Spike right on his head. Thanks, but no thanks.
You know, it's that thing. It's like, you know, the guy, you know, when you have that partner that always burns you and you're like, fuck, I knew it was going to happen.
Right. The second you get a little bit of confidence and then they're just like, fuck, you did it again.
Really? Again?
Really? Fine. Well, I guess.
I hope he's okay, but he fucking stopped moving.
That was scary. Yeah. When he stopped moving and just you had people coming out to the ring and even Ninja Max, like, he hurt his head. I don't know. Like, it was just very weird. And that really put the brakes and the halt on tonight, especially too with that 15-minute intermission before we get an impromptu Bussy versus main event match. Like that put a little bit of a screech, at least when it comes to them. With us, we just kept it rolling, keep it moving. How you doing? You know, but with them, as far as the in-ring stuff, it made you almost kind of forget that it was on.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I do believe that was it was just a funny little stretch there where, you know, you kind of had that match end abruptly, and the next couple matches were a little, you know, we felt like the one was a little stretched out. Then you say what you want. I was pretty happy with the tag title match. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I will take my bias and run. But yeah, no, I mean, overall, I enjoyed the show. It is a bit of a train wreck, but a train wreck that you really can't stop watching because there's always something kind of crazy going on.
But that's what we said. It's that old school ECW vibe of it may not always be the greatest thing, but you're going to have your variety. You're going to get your technical wrestlers. You're going to get your lucha libre stuff. You're going to get your hardcore, taking double chair shots off the top rope and then a standing concerto and then into a spot with doors. You're going to get that variety.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, with that being said, let's see how the chat is looking. Oh, there we go. A little more Spanish, a little more.
I need Google Translate. Sorry.
Hogan or Hagen. Sorry, my apologies. We're predisposed to Hogan around here.
Yeah, what you gonna do, brother?
Right. Yeah, no, folks. I don't know what else to say about him. Now, Moxley heads into, next week where we got a big week heading into Forbidden Door. 1 week away, dude. It's here. It's one of the most historic nights of recent memory, and it's here.
Yeah, and I do like that it's got this very much this big fight feel of we even got, I know it's a little cheesy, a little bit nostalgia, but we've got that even the moving graphics just even on the match card.
Hey, yeah.
Right. That's that little bit of touch that makes it just feel a little bit special. And I saw this morning we've got FTR versus United Empire versus Roppongi 3K for winner takes all tag title match. So the winner of that match is ROH tag champ and IWGP tag champ.
Yeah, no, I mean that's going to be a good match. Again, a triple threat, so we're good with that. More and more are going to come out over the next couple days. So we're still waiting to hear if there's any other names going to be involved. Is there any expected names going to be involved? What are the angles? What are the storylines? Who's going to fight Jay White? The Catalyst.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is who's going to challenge Jay White? Is this going to be more of an AW heavy card and then with just a little bit of a dash of New Japan, or is this going to be a true 50-50 down the middle of the road split?
I think there's got to be a bit of a trade-off, and I really do think Tanahashi gets to be the one that walks away with this belt. I do think Tanahashi has the ability to. So I honestly think it's a smart move for Tony to put one of his belts on the New Japan guys.
I think that they swap championships to where like whoever is or even if Jay White retains, he wrestles more in AEW and Tanahashi's say back in New Japan with the AEW championship.
Yeah, I think there's a chance, like not fully because we don't know how this is going to work out, but even if it's again, I just think for the press, for the news, for the buzz, there's a lot of eyes on this moment. It'd be crazy though. Such a historic moment. Would you let the other company's champion stand at the end of the night? Shit, I don't know, man, but it's a risk. But I think it's, as far as optics, and if you want to just make people talk, it might be the most advantageous decision. It's debatable. It really is.
But that's what makes this great is that we're going into this and we don't know 100%. Even going into SmackDown last night when we had Roman versus Riddle, we pretty much knew, if not 100%, at least a solid 95 as to who was going to win. This could be a coin flip, absolutely, on every match that they have on this card.
But yeah, no, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. There's a lot of mystery, a lot of question marks, a lot of who knows what's coming next. I want to know what's going to happen with Ospreay. How are they going to fit it in? What's the angle with Ospreay? Ospreay's fighting Deppen tomorrow. I mean, we won't be watching that. We will be watching Slammiversary, but we will get to find out. Again, Tony Deppen's got an opportunity to have a really fucking amazing weekend for himself.
Oh, absolutely.
Twice.
And Ospreay, like you've brought up, of that 6-man tag that they kind of introduced Ospreay with in AEW. It wasn't the best idea, and so getting some more singles matches in front of a US audience for Ospreay is going to do nothing but benefit him going into Forbidden Door.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I completely agree that they're going to continue to try and build this up as much as they possibly can. I am officially over that. My hand's tired of pushing buttons. Yeah, no. When FinJuice won the Impact tag titles, they took them to Japan. Exactly, right? Run away with it. I think that's where you get really the you get that that story. Shit, maybe you have to send Moxley or Kenny. Like maybe that's the moment, right? Where you get Tanahashi back on the other side, and then Kenny comes going looking for him. I don't know, but I think it's cool that they're going to try it. I'm looking forward to it, folks. If you love wrestling and you like to watch wrestling, this is the place to do it. We will be here all week leading to Forbidden Door, and it starts with Slammiversary tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern time. We don't stop. We don't quit. I thank everybody out there for being here tonight. For those who are watching Triple Mania, enjoy it. Myself and Nick are going to go to bed because we're going to be back here for 5 hours.
Yeah. Hopefully you like hearing us talk, because guess what? You're going to get more of it tomorrow night with Slammiversary.
That's it. So like, subscribe, share, tell everybody you know we are here. If you can prove to me you sent 10 friends to this channel, I will send you a t-shirt. And Nick, final thoughts on GCW tonight. We wouldn't understand. Do you understand? Yes.
It's kind of like that CYN control your narrative of the opponent is your opponent is not the person you're facing in the ring. Your opponent is this whatever fucking riddle shit that was, of just, all right, just maybe not do all of the drugs EC3, I guess. But yeah, no, GCW tonight was a tale of two halves almost. Of like the opener and the closer were great. We had a good opening part. I would say that just because the first couple matches were great, and we had a good tail end of it. The middle was that kind of, you get what you get with GCW.
They sandwich their shit.
You're entertained. It's not exactly,
they
like I said, Jim Cornette's having high blood pressure and heart palpitations somewhere watching.
No, I don't think you, honestly, though, not to interrupt, but I don't think you'd ever catch him dead even looking in this direction. So I think his heart,
that's true.
Right? That's how he preserves his heart.
Right. So it does have that moment, but it does also, at the end of the day, like even going into that main event match between Deppen and Moxley, we were both on opposite sides, and just that was a hell of a match. Yeah, anybody could have picked up a win at any time.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. And it tore down. I really, really enjoyed that match. It was a hell of a wrestling match. I really, like I said, during the match, I love the fact that it's not just move, pause. It is very much like a real fight. Like 1, 2, grab him, choke him. Are you out? No. Spin, flip. 1, 2. Are you out? No. Grab him, choke him. That's how it goes. That's how it's supposed to look. There's not supposed to be these sit around moments of like, oh man, I almost pinned him. No, fucking choke him.
It had moments where it actually looked like a fight. It actually looked like people throwing fisticuffs, like an actual sport, like it's supposed to.
Yeah, it was good. I was all for it. And to your point, bit of a tale of two shows. I liked some of the crazy shit that happened in between. I feel like they sandwiched it all, but that's it. That's all I got. I'm packing up. I'm taking my tent, and the main event is going home.
Yes, this much energy. We need to kind of rest, recharge the batteries before we bring it back to you at 7:30 tomorrow night for Slammiversary, because that is really, I know it's a bit cliche for people to say it, but it is kind of, it's Impact's version of WrestleMania. It's their show of the year. It's their Starrcade. It's their All Out. It's their WrestleMania. I know I just said that, but it's their highlight show of the year, and it very much has that throwback vibe to that old TNA. Like you even keep bringing up, it's got the reverse battle royal. We've got Eric Young, a TNA, Impact, homegrown talent. When you think of TNA, you think of Impact, you think Eric Young. Got him competing in the World Championship match with Josh Alexander. It's going to be a hell of a show.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. I completely agree. And we have fun doing it, folks. So, for one last time, I am KJ White. That is Big Nick. We have had nothing but fun for over 3 hours here with you tonight. Come back tomorrow. Come back every day. We will not stop. Slammiversary is going to be a ball. And until then, we will see you on the flip side. Bye-bye.